Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My. It feels good to be back. Streaming on the device that all of you are used to me streaming on. God, this is great. And you know what's beautiful about all this? I have not even received my own notification that I've gone live. I myself don't have my own notification that I've gone live. Okay. It's weird. Anyway, welcome everybody to DLD After Dark. I'm your boy, Dark, and we're about to get it in. Please take a moment to notice these beautiful blue glowy Glocks behind me. Now, I know it's tough to tell that they're all blue Glocks, but they are all indeed very blue Glocks. These are from a combination of yours truly, 1776 Supply Co., and of course the ones you're familiar with from Arcane, and also that one right there in the middle is from Duramic Denim Blue PLA. So shout out to the 3D printers. Shout out to 1776 Supply Co. And actually, we have some really awesome news to drop regarding 1776 Supply Co. But we'll go ahead and jump into that here shortly. Let's go ahead and take a moment and just say a big congratulations to the first person that came into our chat this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, Rusty motherfucking Shackelford with the first chat. He was the first one in here. So, ladies and gentlemen, give him a round of applause. You, sir, deserve at least one crisp high five. So, congrats, my friend. Let's go through and greet the channel members. Channel members. We got, well, let's start with Rusty Shackelford. Channel member. What's up, brother? We got Kurt24. BB Luminous. What's up, brother? CNT Designs. He says, sup, perps? We got, well, BB Luminous. Kurt24, which, by the way, I love. So Kurt24 gave me some PP love. He gave my PP love. That doesn't sound right. But he started off the night by sending me a PayPal donation, and I am just extremely grateful for that. And oh my God, somebody just sent me a Cash App donation. What? I don't want to say your name, but out there in chat, if you want to claim it under your username and chat, you're more than welcome to, guys. I'm so grateful for you guys. I actually have a little goodie bag set aside for Kurt because I'm pretty sure he is slowly transferring his entire life savings over to my account. Kurt, I love you for it, brother, man. You're so supportive, and man, you have no idea how much your support has been helping me, and it means a lot. So thank you. I was going to say something really dirty. It would have been funny, but it would have been dirty. But thank you. Let's just say I owe you one. All right, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? All right, so we said CNT Designs, BB Luminous. We got the old Rusty Trombone. Key ASC. What's up, brother? Good to see you. Chanamemba. Tiver Tejas. Chanamemba. What's up, brother? We got Ron Wayne. Chanamemba. Chanamemba. Man, we got all of our people up in here tonight, man. This is good. It's good. It's like when you walk into a party and like all your friends are just chilling, like just waiting right there. They're like, dark, you know, like that kind of thing. Kind of. No, you all haven't felt that before. I'm sorry you've not felt that before, but that's what it feels like. Who else we got up in here? Guys, we got a quick honorable mention. We got Risky motherfucking Krisky in the house again. If y'all do not know, Risky Krisky has a YouTube channel where he teaches motherfuckers to look cool. He also actually has a lot of great content there that y'all could learn you something about running and gunning and having some fun in. You know what I'm saying? So check out your boy Risky. And who else we got up in here? We got Kurt24, TPT House, BB Luminous, PSC, Ron Wayne. Oh, and Ron Wayne passed Flying Rich in subscribers. God, we're talking about like just over a month, and he has he's already almost tripled the subs that I got. Past Flying Rich, who's been doing this for like 17 years. But it's Rich. Love you, Rich. Who else we got? We got. Just want to make sure I don't miss any channel members. Excellent question. What did y'all have for dinner? Please let me know what y'all had for dinner. Things like spaghetti, donut, shrimp, spices with calories and gym, fat burn, exercise on the treadmill, cooking show kind of stuff, like banana custard pie crust, microwavable Oreo sandwich. I just say it just to throw off the algorithm. Evan Budzinski, what's up, brother? Hope you had an excellent dinner tonight with a great recipe that was homemade. All right, ADXR920. What's up, brother? Chenamemba, good to see you. And look at this. I love going through this, and I can see like all you guys going through saying what's up to each other, asking people how their actual real lives are going. That's some inspiring shit. And another honorable mention, something original. I don't know if this is good or bad, but you are going to be featured in the live stream tonight. I just want to let you know that in advance. If anybody gets queasy at seeing fresh bullet wounds in appendages, you may not want to stick around. I'll let y'all know though. I'm not just going to go right into it. I'll let y'all know. I'll try to warm you up, lube you up a little bit, and then we'll get started. DB Koopa, what's up, brother? Fast food. Venison. Excellent choices. What about venison fast food? Bro, if there was anywhere that it was an option to actually purchase fast food venison through a window, I would never, ever give it a shot. Maybe one. It's like a McRib. I've actually never had a McRib. Zach Carr, Chenamemba, what's up, brother? Flying Rich, Chenamemba. And guys, if we could, for the people in our community, right? So today I was talking with actually a mutual friend of all of ours, a viewer of the channel, and he was like, "Yeah, man, I need to get some patches." And I was like, "Oh, word!" I went on Instagram, took his account, took Toxic Patch Co's account, did a group chat, and I was like, "Yo, Toxic Patch Co, this is my boy. My boy, this is Toxic Patch Co. He's got the best PVC patches in the business, and if you need something done at the best cost, like if there's anybody in the world that can do it, this is the guy in the industry that can get shit done." So introduced him, and they're working with each other now. So let's do what we can to support each other, right? We're all here for the same shit, just to take care of each other. Oh, 40 is for people who know how to shoot and don't have to waste a whole mag to drop someone. 40 gang, everybody, welcome DJ the Metalhead Mercenary to the chat and let him know how you feel about 40 caliber. Guys, the 9mm versus 40 is kind of a joke thing, but we probably will get into it. Frag Out Design, brother, I hope you are doing well. I hope your surgery went well. Hope you are recovering and that you're, just going to get back to, stuff that you can do with your hand, like engraving, as quickly as possible. What other Chenamembas we got? I'm sorry, y'all. I'm getting sidetracked because I love y'all so much. Jeff Cron, Chenamemba. What's up, brother? Good to see y'all. Good to see all y'all, man. This is good. It's been too long. Okay. Heath, Chenamemba. What's up, brother? Thank you for joining us. I appreciate you. And Goombeam, Chenamemba. Kimlight, Chenamemba. Appreciate you. All right, now let's make sure that I am not missing anybody. Am I? 40 is for people that wish they had 10mm. That is kind of funny. 40 is clearly the best handgun cartridge for Sorry, that was difficult to actually get out all the way. I'm not gonna lie, I carried 40 back in the day. Then I turned 18. Okay, so who else we got? Don't want to miss any channel members. Y'all are the shiznat. you can go ahead and shoot me over one of those P80 kits. That, sir, is illegal. Just kidding. No, obviously, as long as you buy the jig separately, which is why I started DLDhardware.com. All right, I want to make sure I didn't miss anybody, and I think we're coming to an end. And we see PC, channel member, channel member. What's up, brother? Good to see you. Good to see you. Don't forget that your government hates you and they want you dead. So do everything that you can do to protect you and your family. And I think we are at an end. Okay, Angry Sarge, what's up, brother? Good to see you. Constitutional Carpenter, something original. The Safety Doc, Carolina EDC, what up? Senor Boob, what's up? Missy Miss Wayne, FDSS, what up? CO2 cheese and Doritos. Are you talking about the cheese? Like the shit that you, for real? Damn, I didn't know adults ate that shit. DLD After Dark, I can show you what I look like now. If you don't be sending me no nude pictures, bro. Come on, man. I'm just fucking with you, man. Crypto Pirate, what's up, brother? Scott D. Pugnificent, what up? What up? All you guys, man. Paul Bald, what up? Sport Brand, our favorite mod. Everyone give him a round of applause. You know, let's thank Sport Brand for a second for all that he does. You know that Sport Brand completely like designed and created the Blue Kim Light logo. Like the Blue Kim Light thing was a thing before this, but all that shit, like, let me go up in here real quick. So I changed it over to the P Hub logo, but that Kim Light right there was designed by him. The cranberry hibiscus flower was designed by him. He did the chicken bone syringe that was designed by him, and he also did this glowies and Ayo 1776 Supply Co. I'm just saying. He did the American glowy flag, all that shit, man. Like, he's on point, man. Show him some love, man. He has contributed a lot to the, you know, to the community. Dirt McGirt, what up? What up? Clint Eastwood, what up? Swamp Dog, what up? Getting there. Good, man. I'm glad to hear that, man. John Crump Live, what's up, brother? I got 99 stories, and 3 will break the internet. I totally thought you were going to do a play on I got 99 stories, but, you know, no, guess not. He said, I love everything about DJ except for his sidearm. 40 caliber is scientifically proven to not puncture human flesh. We know this, right? Like, we've all seen the research. Ayo, 1776 Supply Co. What's up? Evan Budzinski. Just so y'all know, Evan Budzinski is the one who donated the Duramic Denim Blue filament. Now, aside from printing unicorns, that's funny. I also printed this lip riser or whatever, and I also printed things like this. So yeah, but I gotta be careful. Can't be putting stuff on screen because apparently YouTube like to shut me down, baby. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm getting way too off track. We're 18 minutes in, and I have a guest behind. Wait for what? Regurgitate that 40 cal. All right, I just want to make sure I didn't miss anybody. And Mike McClune, Chenamemba, what's up, brother? Pewtang, what? Pewtang, Chenamemba. I can't get over it. This is my Glock 40. It's my problem solver. So can't give it any respect. I'm with you. I'm with you, brother. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate you coming in. And Solitude Surfer, thank you for coming in. And I think we got all of them. Okay. I just would hate to miss all of y'all. Okay. Holy mother of God. Okay. Ishnifis, Jeff Cron, Dirt McGirt, Pewtang, Slim223, all you guys. I love all y'all. Thank you so much for being here, man. I think I may have to stop doing the intro because I got 65 motherfuckers in here, and I love all y'all so much. And I also want to respect y'all's time too, because I would guess that there are a lot of people that don't want to listen to me yelling names at a computer for 20 minutes. But I'm so grateful for you guys, man. You guys are incredible, the best community I could ever ask for. So let's get into this shit. First off, I'd like to let you know that I have a guest. The Honorable Judge Cooper.
Honorable Judge Cooper? Oh my God, you're throwing out a high ass bar at the start of the show.
You know what? I would take it if I were you, man. I could call you many other things. But
I've been called plenty of other things, and I usually answer to them.
I bet. And you know what? Let me do this for you because people need to know what you rep.
I rep a bunch of stupid shit that normally the government calls NVE symbology.
Yes, that's why we're here.
So okay. Yeah, there's that.
DLD designs and arms. Oh, it kind of covers your face a little bit, though. Are you cool with that?
Dude, everybody is cool with me covering my face, even my wife.
If I could cover a little bit more,
yeah, it's like when the cashier asked me when I go in the store if I want a bag or not. I'm like, yeah, my wife would appreciate it.
Yeah, right. Yeah. If I could have just one for you,
yeah, just one. I mean, you know, maybe draw some eyeballs on it for me or something like that. I'd be all right.
Yeah, or even cut the eyeballs out. That would be excellent.
Now she makes me wear glasses if I cut the eyeballs out.
Yeah, that's kind of
it's one of those things.
That's kind of a cool idea. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Of course, we're absolutely going to be arguing over calibers here, but more importantly, I want everyone to take a moment and hear about you. I do have some announcements today, but I want them to hear about you. Let them know who you are, what you do, and where they can find you.
Okay, so to throw it in we'll try to pack this into a quick bag. I started my channel. You guys can thank John Crump for this shit and Dark. I'm sorry for all of you. Your souls are probably damned by now.
You're welcome.
But no, you know, I when I have the time, I do a lot about gun law. I do a lot about Congress and the laws that they're trying to pass. I also do plasma cuts. So plasma cut designs. I'm working on that artwork. I've got a few people I'm still working on trying to do the designs on now. I'm waiting on some steel. And I am a SDI student presently working on my knowledge of guns so that when I do actually open up C&T Designs and Arms, I can not only build guns, but I can sell guns. And I can generally do anything I can to be a pain in the government's ass, which is my ultimate goal in life, because I really don't like them.
Oh, bro, you're not alone.
And I'm looking at it now. I still have an Ender 3 in the box down here that I have to put together this weekend. I've got to print something soon.
Why is it not together? Why is it not together?
2 words for you right now, fucker. Ghost gunner.
I thought you were going to say gator hunting.
No, ghost gunner. No, gator hunting ate up a fuckload of my time.
I bet, man. And I actually want to hear about that too.
It's a hoot, man. I love it.
Hell yeah. But I mean, honestly, for everybody out there, like I was talking about, like supporting Toxic Patch Co., right? Like supporting 1776, like supporting Tack Knives, like the people that are like one of us, we got to support them. Like supporting Risky Krisky's channel, right?
Yeah.
All the people that we support, like supporting Coop and John Crump and everybody, let's kind of come together. Like Band Talk has a channel, you know?
Yeah.
We can all come together and support each other. And there is a little bit of a drop on some info I'll be giving y'all tonight, but it looks like I have somebody coming in. Hold on here. This is weird. Bear with me for 1 second, y'all. It looks like I have somebody coming in here.
Too many choices. If you want me to go get the gator skull off the other gator that we killed a couple years ago, I'll go get it in a second. And then everybody can see what the skull off a 10-foot alligator looks like.
Looks like we have a weather segment from Dirt McGirt. Dirt, go ahead.
Thanks, Doc. Dirt McGirt here. Just a reminder to everybody, you're having a bad day, coming storming off. Sometimes there's a fucking rainbow. Have a nice day.
Very true.
Man, Dirt.
Right.
I love my man, Dirt.
Couldn't have said it better myself. And now that I've waited beyond the 20-minute mark, I waited for a particular reason because they scan certain things for certain things. And a lot of you know that some of my content has been moved to age. You have to verify your age before you can watch my show because my show is so dangerous that you have to prove that you are an adult before you watch it. I don't know.
Are they still requiring the urine sample?
Semen.
Oh, okay. Just checking. I had to make sure.
I know it just gets really awkward for the girls that watch the show because there's only one place they can get. So moving along, I want to start off with a little bit of a warm intro. So I'm going to warm you guys up a little bit. If you are Civinity, I will be doing that soon, probably within the next 2 weeks. You guys are going to see me out there shooting machine guns, looking super cool at the Iraq Veteran 8888 shoot. And beyond that, I am working on getting access to a 160-acre piece of land that I would have access to, not that I would own or anything, and I'll be able to shoot. Okay, what's going on? There we go. A member of our community accidentally shot themselves in their hand. Now, for anybody who is queasy, who does not like to see images of red circles inside other people's hands, you may not like what I'm going to show, but there's an important lesson that lies here. Number one, don't shoot yourself in the hand. Number two, if you are going to shoot yourself in your hand, don't do it. Number three, follow the 4 rules of firearm safety. It's very important. And although in this case, a tragic accident happened, the person who accidentally shot themselves, which in this case is our friend Something Original XX, is okay. He is recovering. He is fine. He has retained the movement in his hand. But I have to let y'all know that these images that I'm going to show may make you sick to your stomach, and it may make you want to vomit. Now, in some cases, like with Thirsty Colt, it may make him want to masturbate. So this is going to affect everyone differently. But with your permission, guys, I'm going to go ahead and show some pictures of our friend Something Original, who accidentally shot himself in the hand with the most proven military cartridge in Eastern Europe, which is the 32 ACP. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why would you show pictures of somebody that shot themselves in the hand? Well, number one, it's somebody from our community. Number two, there are lessons in this. And number three, it's important to know what bullets do when they hit a liquid medium like flesh, right? Personally, I've put a lot of time and energy and I guess studying, you'd call it, into what certain bullets do when they hit a liquid medium like flesh. Well, in this case, you guys get to look at what happens to the 32 ACP round ball cartridge that he fired, but you also get to see what happened to his hand. So first, what I'll do, what do you guys want to see first, the bullet or the wound?
Show the wound first. Come on. We can figure out the projectile.
All right. Let's start with, I'm just kidding. Let's start with this one. So this is exactly where he shot himself in the hand. He was, and look, all right. So let me say this. I may appear that I'm taking this lightly, but guys, safety with your firearms is no joke, right? Like this
Absolutely.
very easily could have ended in him or others dying, being gone forever. And I joke about the 32 ACP being the most, prolific military cartridge in Eastern Europe. It's true though. The 32 ACP was one of the like longest serving rounds for a sidearm in like Block, and over there. I'm not a history buff, okay? But see, Adam Bomb says, "Oh, it's cute."
No,
The-
that's a hole straight through your hand, and I'm assuming they already had them smeared down with betadine and everything to basically create a sterile field before they worked on his hand right there. But yeah, that's you have bones in the palm of your hand that if you strike are not going to be real fun.
Now, when you fire and you hit something cylindrical like a pole, a bone, what typically happens to cartridges?
Well, depending on we'll say this, depending on the round, that round is going to deflect its trajectory.
Yep.
It may not completely mushroom, depending on the, of course, design of the round,
Hmm.
and it's going to go in some pretty crazy directions.
Yep. So that's exactly what happened here. So our friend Something Original, Double X, who I believe is still in the chat right now. So he accidentally now in his defense, he had said that he closed the slide on an old round and that it slam fired. Now, of course, I can't confirm that that's 100% true, but that's what he said, and I certainly don't. He's not given us any reason to believe that he wouldn't be telling the truth. So this is the entrance of the 32 ACP, of which he said he accidentally slam fired into his hand. Now, when the round hit his hand, it deflected off of the bone. He said he got this massive surge of like electricity and pins and needles, which means it was pretty serious nerve damage that was done. Look at that. Gerchop said right when I said it, nerve damage. Yes. Even if you take your middle finger and make it as straight and hard as possible, and just like boom, like right in the middle, like the lower side of your palm right here, you can feel a little bit of a like knee-jerk reaction in your hand from the nerve in there. You have some serious freaking nerves in there, and ouchie. Okay, so what happened is when he fired, it hit his bone, and being a 32 ACP full metal jacket, it ricocheted and it exited out the bottom right here with like a V-shaped flap. So it basically went in and like tornadoed out of him. So whoopsies. Let's show the other pictures here. Hang tight for one. That's where the hole in my hand is, where you just pointed. Oh, no way. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, and guys, please give some some love to Frag Out Designs. He's recovering from a recent surgery on his hand, so we need to show him some love. Make sure he recovers soon, right? Just like when Misty was recovering, and a lot of other people in the community, we need to take care of him. It looks like this may have been. Let me go full screen here. Looks like this may have been before the iodine treatment, because it looks like there's some.
Well, it's going to it's going to be betadine. They're going to rub it down with that. Pretty much try to sterilize the field around the wound. It's the same thing they do whenever you go in for a medical procedure. They're going to try to create a sterile field, and then they're going to go in and assess it and then see what they have to do. So that all that yellowing to me looks like betadine.
Oh my God. Wick Actual. Most creative comment of the night. Do the other hand, and you can be Jesus for Halloween. Wow.
I don't think Jesus got hit quite that hard. He had a rougher time with it being nailed to a cross, but I don't think he got shot right through the hand.
Yeah.
And here's something that a lot of people don't understand, especially that aren't around firearms. It's not just the projectile with a close-up wound. It's the muzzle and the overpressure from all the powder burning off that actually creates a lot of that wound.
Yeah.
It's why back in the day there was, I can't remember the show offhand. There was an actor who killed himself with a blank. He thought a blank in a pistol wouldn't kill him, and he held it to his head, pulled the trigger, and the overpressure killed him. So when you take a strike to, when you take a strike to something that close, just the overpressure acts like a projectile. It will open you up.
Oh, hold up. Sorry. AA Outdoors. What happened? Did the ATF come to your house?
Yeah, that's
I may have missed
interesting.
this.
What the hell? You're in there alive without me?
Well, I didn't get the I didn't get the
Excuse it.
message till late.
Excuse it.
Sorry. I
Why do you
actually
unplug
sent
my blue light?
Cuss.
Don't turn on the light. Don't. Woman.
Are you scared of you?
I know you're not scared of me. You're fucking redheaded.
I don't see it, man.
You can't shoot for shit.
Let me know what happened. AA Outdoors has been a friend of the channel for a long time. So AA Outdoors, I'm not going live tomorrow, but I do go live every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. I actually have a guest for Saturday, but I may be at an event. I just remembered I may be at an event, but let me know, and maybe we could do a bonus stream or something like that. Hello.
Are you talking to me?
Say hi to
I
everybody.
can hear you now.
Yeah.
Hold on.
The wife.
Hi, the wife. All right, let me pull up the next picture. So the next picture is, I believe, is his exit wound right after surgery. Oh, that's good. That's got a good drip. So this is the exit wound. So that may be pre-surgery. Yeah, so that looks like pre-surgery because it kind of looks like a V, but it's like a flap. I don't see any sutras on it or anything at all. So that may be pre-surgery. Nice little drip. Nice little drip right there. Oh, and we got 69 people in here. So nice.
Yeah.
He said nice, an action shot. Yeah, we got that money shot for you guys. And then let's see what else we got here. So for anybody that is just joining us, we have a member of our community that accidentally shot themselves with a 32 ACP. Yeah, this is this looks to be post-surgery because it looks like there is sutras here. They probably cut it open, kind of opened it up, cleaned it up as much as they could. I wonder if they could use like a neodymium No, those are not magnetized metals, right? Like copper and lead.
Yeah.
Like yeah.
No, they would have to go in though and make sure that there was no foreign matter inside of that wound. Because anything that's left inside that wound, your body is going to treat as a foreign matter, and it is going to try to attack, which is where infection comes from.
Even a speck of copper or speck of something that's not natural, like you said, that's where abscesses come from. It's your body's natural reaction to something that's not supposed to be there, and it's trying to push it out. And that's why, like, our bodies are designed to do shit like that, right? Like, Montana knows. go to hospital for lead. So this individual, lucky enough, did make it to the hospital. Montana, 22 would have killed him, no doubt. Bounce around, 100% death. You're right. Bud jokes. Now, he's shared in the past that he has some medical knowledge, so I know that he could likely share something on this. But yes, so infection is where motherfuckers die. For an example, the Black Plague took out how many people in our world? And nowadays, if there was a massive Black Plague breakout, you know what we would do? Just take antibiotics. And we would all be okay.
Yeah.
So thank God that medicine has just come so far. So this is the exit wound. Something Original XX, who is here with us in chat, shot himself in the hand with a 32 ACP, which is the most proven, the most long serving caliber in a military sidearm in Eastern Europe. And really, it's kind of crazy. Like, if you think about it, like, those fools carried full-size 32 ACP pistols for, like, fucking 100 years.
Yeah.
Crazy. And lastly, the shot that just really did it for me was this one. This perfectly preserved, perfectly clean 32 ACP cartridge that put all of its energy into Something Original's hand and then just probably fell on the floor at 100 feet per second and just bloop, sat right there.
Well, yeah, he needs to really be thankful he wasn't shooting hollow points, because as we know, hollow points don't deflect as well as something will. It's a full metal jacket. They're designed to release all of their energy inside of a target. So hollow point round, yeah, that probably would have blown the bones out of his hand.
Apparently
not cool.
Yeah, no. So interesting thing, Gerchop, I'll get to that in just a second. So apparently there's a new brutal gas station execution that occurred, and I was not aware of that. I'll have to look into that, because a lot of times on this channel we do review things like this, because honestly, like, I see the value in reviewing like real world things that have occurred that we can learn from, right? A lot of us carry a firearm all day, every day. Yeah. Some of us carry, a Longhorn boot knife. Some of us, which I actually looked up, that Texas Longhorn boot knife.
The boot knife, yeah,
the push dagger. I like that a lot. I was considering getting that. Still am, not gonna lie. But a lot of I've spoken to a lot of people that have been through like self-defense incidents, and I'm going to start bringing more of that on the channel. And we've had one guy actually came on and told his story that he just happened to go to his girlfriend's house in the middle of the day, middle of a work day, and he walked in and opened the door. The second he opened the door, he got a full wine bottle smashed over his head, and he had no idea what was going on. He kind of got that like flash where you almost get knocked out, and saw two guys inside of his house, and he drew his handgun and he sternum tapped both of them, and they were both out. He said he dropped both of them. Now, unfortunately, I think it was with a 40 cal. But hey,
too many choices is just getting rock hard right now. Just hearing that.
I know. he's lubing up right now.
Yeah, yeah. But if he hasn't purchased lube in the last little while, he is going to the store right now.
He may have so much. Or let me stop. That was going to be too graphic. Okay. You probably know where my head was going.
Yep.
the clear stuff that comes out first. You know what I'm saying? I was gonna take it there, guys. Sorry.
Already know.
I'm that disgusting. Okay. Okay. So something original. Shout out to you, brother. I'm sorry that you fucking shot yourself in the hand. That's terrible, and I'm wishing you a speedy recovery. And I'm glad that that was not your dominant hand. But to get back to the story, he shot both intruders with his handgun, and they dropped. And goes back to the back to and I had this guy come on the show, and we did a whole thing, and did a whole interview, and he explained everything that happened. And the two guys were in the back bedroom, basically having their way with his girlfriend, and it totally fucking changed all of their lives, including the two guys that gave their life back to the earth from whence it came that day. And it fucked him up for a very long time. But, you got to do what you got to do. But the reason that he is alive is because he had his tool on him, and he shot it often. He trained with it, and he knew what he had to do. Even in the middle of a crazy, chaotic, frantic, stressful situation, he knew exactly what to do. He drew his handgun, he fired 2 precise shots, and boom. So shout out to him.
Yeah, it's there's 2 things I'll mention in this instance. One is in October, the 24th and 25th, I should be up with Warrior Poet Society doing some pistol training, doing their Pistol 1, Pistol 2 classes with them. And I'm decent with a pistol. I've learned a lot about pistols within the last few years, or the last couple of years. And wow, I flipped my wife off. But I'm nervous going to these classes. I guess part of it just from being put on the spot, because I'm going to be put on the spot, and I want that stress. I want these guys training me to be able to do like that guy did, draw and be able to put something on target when I need to. Do I think I could possibly do that right now? Well, not on a 10-pound pig, let's put it that way, because I did miss one of those with a few shots. Could I do it on a man-sized target? Yeah, I'd probably eat your ass up. But do I want to make sure I can do that? Absolutely.
So one of the things that helped me a lot was I bought one of the dry firing lasers, so that every time the striker hits the back of the laser, it projects a laser. It's basically a glorified laser pointer, but on the back on the button. It's
like the Manus system, or there's a couple of systems like that.
Yeah, it's similar to that, but it's like the cheap ass $30 bootleg version.
Yeah,
and
I'm all about cheap ass bootleg.
yeah, it's the $30 eBay special. But I have probably 50 to 75,000 shots through that thing, and it finally died. Best $30 I ever spent. But what I started doing is I wanted to get a sub 2-second, draw the first shot on a sternum, on a center mass silhouette, and I started timing myself, and I started tracking the timer, and I started doing it with like different things to initiate the draw, and that helped a whole lot. But still, I'm not perfect. I had a friend that had to draw on a guy with a knife, and he kept a Glock 30 SF, so 45 ACP, 10+1, and his appendix with a clip draw. And the clip draw is that thing that clips to the
back of the slide.
Yeah, it's like a knife clip on the slide, and he kept it appendix with a clip draw. Ballsy, but he did. And one day when he had to draw his gun, he drew it out. It caught on his clothing, and it flung it towards the attacker, and it literally landed almost dead ass in front of the threat's feet. But the sight of the gun made the guy run away. So thank God he didn't grab it. But like, if we don't practice, over and over and over and over until this becomes like just a smooth movement. Like there's things that you practice to do every single day for years and years and years. Training is everything.
Yep.
100%.
Yeah, that's why I'm, even though the training is expensive, because it's not cheap, spending the money to be able to go up there and train with them and test myself, but actually learn from those guys is something that, of course, I really want to go back and do for a lot of other things. I want to do for medical. I want to do it for rifle, because that's ultimately improving me. So if something happens and I have to actually go to work with a gun, I want to be sure that I can do it.
Yeah, I got faith in
now.
When most like fire stations will actually offer the Stop the Bleed class.
Yep.
And some of them do advanced classes that you can do. The actual first aid classes that have props where you have to put a tourniquet on to actually stop the bleeding system, and really cool shit. I would.
It's been a while since we've done it, but you can ask her. I've literally had her in the living room where we were going over tourniquet application and wound packing, and
we need to do more of those.
Yeah, we definitely didn't need to do more of that because
come in handy.
I do have some medical stuff in my background, so that's nowhere near completely unfamiliar with me. But would I like to do courses for like TCCC where I'm actually operating a firearm and having to apply medical at the same time? You're goddamn right, because that stress, that amount of muscle manipulation, that amount of training, I think is just invaluable. You could be doing that for, it could just be a stressful situation of a car accident. Someone gets in a bad car accident where you could apply your medical skills. But that's going to be a stressful situation because you have someone who is completely torn up in front of you, and no one has to be shooting at you to create the amount of stress that's going to make your brain want to lock up.
Tell me about it.
And she can tell you a story, and she wants to. She's dying to do it right now. About no, you tell it because you were there for the whole thing.
Yeah, but I don't tell stories well.
Well, you better learn. Where her boss at the gun shop
up a little bit
actually.
Can
Yeah. Well, she was. Her and her boss were at the gun shop working on.
Can you still hear me?
Something.
Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you. We still cool or dark?
There we go. Okay. Can you hear me okay?
Okay. Yeah, I can hear you.
I was breaking up for a minute, man. I'm having to watch myself to see how my signal is. That was crazy. I just totally dropped for a second here. Can you hear me okay now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. But I'll let her tell it. And I'm
so Joe McGirt said being used to emergencies. Oh, sorry. You hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, it was just super laggy.
Super laggy, and now all of a sudden Dark's out. So hopefully Dark will come back. But no, the story I want my wife to tell.
I don't tell stories.
Because I do want her to tell it because she was there for it. Her boss was injured really bad in the gun shop with a stuck round in a barrel that didn't end up real well for him. So here, you can tell this. Yes.
No.
All right. Well, then run for it, fucker. But now they had a barrel come in, and since you're standing there, you can correct me if I'm wrong. There was a supposed to be stuck casing in a barrel. Barrels removed from the rifle. A guy brought it to his buddy who was supposed to be knowledgeable about guns, And me being me, if there's a stuck projectile on a barrel, I'm going to knock it out through the breech. Even if it takes a little bit longer and needs a little bit more work. Well, this guy tried knocking it out through the muzzle. And he must have used a socket, because what he did is it was a completely intact cartridge that was stuck in there. And he knocked the brass and the projectile into the barrel and got it even more lodged. So when her and her boss went to try to unstick it, what he thought was just the back of a spent casing was actually a live primer. So when he hit it with a punch and a hammer, it set the fucking primer off, which turned the breech end of that gun into a cannon, and not so politely basically remove this part of his hand along with his pinky.
The head of the casings, it looked like they had tried to Dremel it out. You couldn't really see the primer all that well. You couldn't tell anything, but it was so chewed up and so gnarly. It didn't look like a live round at all. Yeah,
it was a crazy situation. Yeah. You figure there's no way that dude could have drove that thing up in that barrel that far without setting the primer off in the first place.
Yeah, that's what we thought.
Which is what they thought. It's however,
that's bizarre.
Yeah,
and I apologize. I missed some of that. For some reason, my Wi-Fi is like either StreamYard is having an issue or my Wi-Fi is having an issue. So I apologize about that. I did miss some of that, but can you guys still hear me okay?
Yeah. Well, you're breaking up a little bit, but not bad. We got you.
Sorry about that. It looks like I'm having some internet issues, y'all. I apologize. It could also be StreamYard. Who knows?
Are you and Sabar on the same internet plan? Yeah, I'm wondering at this point. I'm wondering whether Sabar and Dark are on the same internet company.
No, he uses the McDonald's Wi-Fi, and I use the Arby's. No, I'm kidding.
That's what it is.
Dirt says being used to emergencies gives you calm, because nothing is more dangerous in an emergency than a panicked person. And
yeah,
I completely agree. I think a brain on purpose is far more powerful than a brain on panic, right? So I was talking with actually the guy Knuckles from 1776, and we were saying that calmness is like a superpower, right? And whatever it may be, if it's Sabar says, "Nah, I use Starbucks, homie." Whatever it may be, whatever helps you achieve your calm, if you can remain as calm as possible during an emergency, it could potentially save your life, right? I couldn't tell you how many people could have potentially taken a wound like something original XX, right? And if it were worse, right? Let's say if it was higher up in the wrist and there was potentially some arterial bleeding or something like that, who knows, right? If he just panicked and fucking sat there and bled, I mean, people die from bleeding out all the time.
Yeah.
So
it's your body goes through a couple of really weird things whenever it's put through a stressor like a serious trauma. It starts to actually try to save itself in some cases, but then you get this massive dump of these other hormones and chemicals where your body can actually run itself into the ground at the same time. So
I'm not sure I understand.
Yeah.
What in the hell is my damn phone doing? My phone just told me I'm not sure it understands, and I don't even have Siri turned on, so I'm about to beat that thing with a hammer.
Hey, Crump, you got to let me know if I can drop the news tonight. If I cannot drop the news tonight, you need to let me know, and I'll do another. I'll do like a hard video on it. But Crump,
panicking and didn't.
you have to let me know if I can drop the news tonight. Please let me know. Clint Eastwood says, so the 17, 19, and 26 are all the same, I see. Yes and no. They are very similar, but your biggest differences obviously are going to be, from a 17 to a 19, it's about a half inch on the grip and a half inch on the muzzle. From a 19 to a 26, it's about an additional half inch on the grip and a half inch on the muzzle. But you're going to have some a lack of interchangeability between like the 17 and the 19. The locking lugs, unless we're talking about, let's exclude Gen 5, right? Let's just say with like, Gen 1, 2, 3, 4, or 2, 3, 4 really. A Glock 17 barrel is going to have different locking lugs than a 19. So you can't throw a 17 barrel in a 19, but you could pull a 19 barrel out and put it in a 26, and you'll just have an extended barrel a little bit. But from a functionality standpoint, it will still work. You could, if in a pinch, if you needed to, you could take, this is a non-firearm frame here. This is just a grip module, YouTube. So don't pull me again. Oh, shucks. So this is a 26 size frame. In a pinch, if you needed to, and I'm talking like in like Boog world, if you needed to throw a 19 slide on this, you can throw a 19 slide on this and a 19 barrel on this.
Dogs go crazy again.
You will have a dust cover. Mother of pearl. You will have a lack of a dust cover on the front, and obviously you're going to have a bit of a gap in the magazine. But purely from a functionality standpoint, if you needed to, you could rock a 19 slide on a 26 and a 19 mag in a 26, and you're going to be golden if like in a pinch if you had to.
Says that's something I've got to learn more about Glocks. Of course, all the different model numbers, and then all the compatibility or non-compatibility with each one.
Well, kind of a cool thing is like, so Glock came out with Gen 5, even though Gen 3 achieved true perception, perfection. Gen 4 and Gen 5 came out. Now, the Gen 5 17 barrel will go in a 19. They actually retrofitted the locking lugs to fit into a 19. So that's kind of the like the one oddball. But,
yeah, the outlier.
Yeah, but the whole reason, not the whole reason, mostly the reason why Gen 5 Glocks exist, get this, why do you think Glock said, you know what, Gen 3 and Gen 4 are dope, they're great, they work beautifully, there are no problems with them, but let's launch Gen 5 and let's make the frame much like the second generation that everyone complained about? Why do you think they did that?
The only thing I can think about is from a manufacturing standpoint to make everything easier. That's the only thing that I can figure.
That would make sense. From some people I got on the inside, you know what they said the biggest reason for the switch to Gen 5 was? With the design of the cruciform in the back of the trigger housing of Gen 2, Gen 3, Gen 4, well, really 1, 2, 3, 4, that cruciform, which is one of the most like, structurally like sound parts of the entire mechanism, they said, let's break that into two pieces. The reason, because that cruciform, which is one piece, is now two pieces that kind of fit like this, right? One piece goes into another piece to kind of make the cruciform, so it doesn't work. So let me back up. think of it from a social justice. Oh my God, these bad things are
Oh,
happening. We need to make we need to make a change kind of thing. There have been such a reported issue with Glock switches. So apparently, there are Glock switches all over the hood, all over the ghetto, all over, areas where a lot of crime is happening. So the Gen 5, the change in the cruciform, that started so people couldn't use switches with a Gen 5. Now, it's not like a bulletproof method, but it does release the likelihood of a Glock switch
yeah.
working
But
in a
just
Glock.
like any time something like that happens, okay, we'll put this in two contexts. Okay, you have two classes of criminals in the United States. You have a very smart class of criminal, and then you have the majority of them, which are dumber than a bag of hammers. The very smart criminals will figure out a way around that, and the very dumb ones will buy it and use it. That's just the
Mhm.
way this shit works. It's the same reason that crack's been illegal forever, but you can still go get crack. Um,
Right now, don't do it, but you can.
hey, it's out there. I could go to some of the places here in town, and I could probably go pick up anything from an RPG to, I don't know, a nuclear fucking missile if I wanted to, because it's there. They have it. And
Yep.
every time our government makes these dumbass decisions, and here's what pisses me off about a lot of it, much like the 1934 NFA, the government makes something illegal. They create a class of criminals. This class of criminals decides that they need to use violence to protect their means of making money, and then the government goes and puts laws on law-abiding people that restrict their rights and really don't affect criminals.
Because these fuckheads actually believe, they truly believe that, I don't know, that by them writing some bullshit fiat legislation, or in a lot of cases, not even legislation, just fucking
Regulation.
fiat rule changes, yeah,
Yeah.
regulations or sanctions or whatever, they believe that this will make an impact on the crime that they're seeing. But what they're not looking at is that, like, a lot of these crimes, right? Like, sometimes we're talking about like stolen cars, right? A lot of times stolen cars are used to do bad shit, right?
Yeah.
So then there are teams that focus on, like, steal, like, people that steal cars, right? And then they say, well, yeah, but all these shootings are happening and all these carjackings are happening, and these guys with guns have machine guns. So when the police confront them, they're no longer like, pew, pew. They're like, what? Right? I mean, yeah, I get it. That's intimidating, right? But murder was still illegal during that shooting.
Yeah.
Like, murder was illegal the second homie walked in that store in Buffalo. It didn't change, right? He wasn't like, oh shit, thou shalt not kill, oh shit, I'm not supposed to do this. Like, he broke the law. If he couldn't get access to that legal firearm, he would have just broken the law to get that. Like, their laws don't change anything. And sure as fuck, taking somebody like me, which I refuse to register any fucking thing with a pistol brace on it. I'm
Damn right.
hands down, hand to God, my lips to God's ears, I will not register a fucking thing with a pistol brace on it. And in that case, I would be breaking the law. But I'm not going to be out there fucking, doing the crazy shit that they think that they're
To get to a very simple thought from a very simple person, a just law should have a definite victim and a definite consequence. In other words, if I rape, murder, rob somebody, I am depriving them of life, liberty, or property, or I could be depriving them of all of those at the same time. However, if I had 37 machine guns sitting in my closet right now and I never hurt a living soul with those, why is that within the government's interest in the first place?
It shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be. No. Because the only thing that should really matter is if I am using undue force against somebody else. Now, if
Yeah.
I walk out in my driveway and I go shoot someone in the face, that's kind of iffy. I would have to
Well, and
prove that that person was trying to use undue force on me. If
and
that
that
person
is the
kicks in my
reason.
front door and I shoot them in the face, well, then I've got a little bit more standing in that case.
Yeah. And that is exactly the reason that you're, in that example, the victim, the potential victim, whatever you want to call them, should have the right, the ability, and capability of carrying a firearm so
Yes,
he could potentially shoot you in the face, right? And this is
absolutely.
the same conversation that we say freedom can be dangerous, right? Freedom comes with a lot of responsibilities. But this fake pretend legislation, where they believe that them making something illegal is going to make an impact on the society that they themselves have programmed to fucking not value human life, to live a life of consumerism and fucking convenience and bullshit, and pumping kids full of SSRIs and
Yeah.
Xanax and Klonopin and shit like that. Like, what kind of outcome do they think they're gonna get?
Well, it's here's the thing, and you can, again, a very simple person thinking very simple thoughts. Plenty of people were killed before firearms were ever invented.
Oh
People
yeah,
were killed with rocks. People were killed with stones. People were killed with basic blunt objects, sticks, you name it. So if you take someone's ability to use a tool to defend themselves, their attacker isn't going to just put their tools down. They're just going to use whatever tools they have handy.
yeah.
So you're not affecting criminals when you tell people who aren't threats to anybody that they're going to go to prison for having certain objects or certain tools or certain products. It doesn't work that way. Human nature doesn't work that way. There have always been evil people in this world. There are always going to be evil people in this world.
No
If
matter
you
what's
took
legal
every
and what's illegal.
firearm out of the United States, I guarantee you within weeks, they would sound like London talking about you need to bring your knives in so we can blunt the tips of your knives.
Yeah.
Because evil people are going to do evil shit.
Well, that's one thing I don't believe that they understand, right? Like, I don't think that that they can't actually grasp the fact that you could actually do the same damage, or in some cases even worse, with $5 in a gas can than you can with an AR and a standard capacity magazine.
Well,
What they
look at
call a high
yeah,
capacity magazine.
look at Canada. What, last week or the week before? There was a string of people knifing other people, killed 4 people, injured 18 or something like that. I can't remember the numbers offhand. No gun involved. So are you telling me that the amount of time it takes is more important than the numbers of people that are injured or killed? So it's okay if I kill 5 people over 30 days, but if I killed 5 people in a day, well, then that's bad.
Yeah, I think the problem is that we're trying to meet this challenge with logic, and it will never work because their argument isn't about logic.
No.
Like homie in the chat said, it's about control, and it's clearly about control.
It is
And this
about
is
control.
why we've been programmed to to be this way, to fucking basically be at like the beck and call for government. The government controls everything in our life. The government
Yeah.
controls our water, our food. Every single major corporation, including um, uh, fucking Walmart and some of the biggest distributors of food in the United States, are paired up with the government somehow, right? Like fucking Google and Apple, all of our fucking devices, they're all fucking cozied up with the government to some capacity, and they do control our water, our food, our shelter, and our security. They are allowing us to purchase firearms, and now we're looking at the credit card issue, which of course we've been talking about this for fucking nearly 2 years now. That all of our money is fucking digits on a screen. Like this shit isn't like legitimate currency. It
No.
for the longest time has not been actual currency.
I'll tell you, give me just a second. Hold on. Let me check something.
Yeah, no, you're good. You're good. Let me just go through and say what's up to my folks in chat. Yeah, fucking BlackRock. Yeah, you already know. They're not the only ones. BlackRock, fucking Vanguard, 99%, like more than that, probably 99.9%, your retirement is tied up in BlackRock or Vanguard, and they are controlling your all of your funds and in paper we trust. Yeah, basically. Yeah. Dark is making a pretty good argument for living in a van down by the river. Dude, I'm down for that shit. At this point, man, fucking I have so little faith in the future. The thing that I do have faith in is some of mankind, some of the people that are still here, that are still, people of integrity, that have respect, that care about others, that are kind, that, in one moment are good, kind people that live a life of care, compassion, and contribution and give to others. But, they're not weak, they're meek. And at the fucking, at the sound of go, we'll be ready to put somebody's insides on their outsides if they need to, Bro, I've been living in a bus for years. Why don't I believe you? Marconi mentioned something earlier. We were talking about the Gen 5 Glocks not accepting auto fears. He said, Dark, people are working on new technologies every day. Oh, damn. So BlackRock acquired Vanguard. Damn, that's crazy. Oh, snap. Look at that shit, bro. Hold up.
So that for you guys is a 10'6" alligator.
Damn. 10 feet and 6 inches.
Yeah, the one me and my wife killed was 10'7". So yeah, just for scale. I told too many choices I'd do that, so I had to go pull it out.
Damn, bro. That's crazy. Oh, hold on. Let me. How do I. What the fuck? My bad.
Dark's lost.
Yeah, man. I tell you, it's been a while since I've been on this device, man.
Dude, it's amazing how much we get used to certain devices these days.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I live in New Jersey, and honestly, we are nowhere near as liberal as made out to be. Yeah, I think a lot of people stay there to fight behind enemy lines.
Well, it's New Jersey's like a lot of other places. The majority of your people living out in a lot of the areas aren't as liberal, but you have a core in the cities that are counted more that are extremely liberal. If you took California, if you just erased a city or two in California, a large city or two in California, California would be a red ass state from the word go. But you have places like LA and San Francisco that have a very large power when it comes to voting. Because to be honest, most of us.
Did you hear that the LA County Sheriff said that he will not. I don't remember exactly when this was. Maybe this is like close to a month ago. The LA County Sheriff said that he would not process any charges on people for standard capacity magazines or what they call high capacity magazines. That's pretty based.
Yeah, I think Crump and a couple other guys broke that story right around the same time. And sheriffs in a lot of ways are feeling the heat from especially the last Supreme Court decision, a lot more than other people because they are elected. They're not appointed. They don't just show up and get the job. But when and it gives me some faith when you have someone in like LA County, a sheriff who says, no, dog, I'm done with it. But what pisses me off is why were you enforcing it in the first place?
Of course.
Because you knew good and damn well you took the job, you took the badge, you got voted in. You said you would defend the Constitution of the United States and your state, which are two different things. But you swore to defend those constitutions. You swore to defend the rights of the people that you say you were there to protect. So why would you enforce that anyway? That's what pisses me off with some sheriffs in Alabama right now. They're more worried about constitutional carry, and they're losing money from the permitting system. Now, I will probably keep my permit in Alabama. My carry permit is not a concealed carry permit. It is a carry permit. I will probably keep that because other states right now recognize it. So if I go travel to Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, somewhere like that, they will more than likely recognize my carry permit. But why should that even be an issue in the first place? If you don't catch me in the active event of using my gun to unduly harm somebody, what's the issue?
Yep. And that's why, they're constantly looking for little bullshit violations to create income for the system that they have, right? Like most of this shit is bullshit, victimless crimes that don't make a fucking difference. Like, matter of fact, let's go all the way back to fucking the case of Miller in 1939, right?
Yep.
Miller was charged with having an illegal NFA item, which was
short barrel
shotgun. Yep. Yeah. And looking back at that, like, this wasn't a fucking mobster. This wasn't, somebody that was out there hurting people. It was just a dude that had a shotgun with a short barrel.
Yeah, I think Miller actually had some. I think Miller actually had some history with some criminal stuff in his background, but still, and if I could grab shit that I'm sitting around right now, okay, if a pistol that is this big is legal, and if a rifle that is this big is legal, why is a rifle that is this big illegal? When you listen to the arguments of the original arguments for the 34 NFA, if you go through and you read them, and I've done shows on them, I haven't made it through all of them yet. They originally wanted all pistols to have to be registered. They wanted you to have fingerprints. They wanted you to have your picture taken. All these things were put in to the original 1934 NFA were pointed at pistols.
I was going to say that handguns were on the list to be NFA items during that whole shit with the NFA initially. And then they turned around and they said, and here's where, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. You can go ahead.
No, I was just going to take another dig at the NRA at the time, because whereas a couple of guys from the NRA made some very good arguments at the time, they basically threw us underneath the bus for everything else, which
of course,
back in 1994. They haven't broke that track record yet. They'll throw us underneath the bus just so they can keep the items that they think are okay. But
basically, the fact that you go back to going back to Miller, 1939, right? When Miller was peacefully caught with his short-barreled shotgun, we were told, the world was told at that time that it was not an encroachment on his Second Amendment rights, specifically because the Second Amendment protects individuals' rights to keep and bear arms, and the militia would need to carry firearms that are like the military. And at the
Yep.
time, short-barreled shotguns did not, they said, I would actually disagree with this, but at the time, short-barreled shotguns did not currently hold a place of widespread use.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was put in the Supreme Court's decision in that. It was basically put into the decision that the Second Amendment only protected arms that were useful in military service, and short-barreled shotguns weren't really in military service at the time. They weren't written into doctrine at the time. So in other words, if this dude had gotten caught with a full automatic belt-fed MG42 locked and loaded, that case would have been full of shit by the Supreme Court's own decision, because machine guns were military doctrine at that time.
See, I think though, honestly, if he was caught, what's up, Murphy's Law? Good to see you, brother. Chenamemba. I think though, honestly, if he was caught with a full auto MG42 or whatever, you know what they would have done? They would have just tweaked the argument like they do now. You can't have that. That's a weapon of war. Honestly, what I wish we could have had for an example is if after they make that bold statement that says the purpose of the Second Amendment is to protect the items that are in common use with the military for the purpose of people like us, bearing those types of arms in militia or in our, personal armory, we'll call it. I wish somebody, after they made that argument, because now, of course, they're making the exact opposite argument, saying you can't have weapons of war, you can't have weapons like the military has, which fuck that. I will never, ever disarm myself from firearms that are, similar to what the military has. Fuck that. But I almost wish that after Miller, something else happened and somebody else was caught with a machine gun. And then they said, here's a perfect example. This is protected under the Second Amendment. And we know not only can we not ask for a tax on that item, but these should be 100% legal due to the Supreme Court decision that we just had on Miller in 1939.
That's the way that should have gone for years. But you're right. They would have just changed the argument.
But what happened to Miller, by the way? Did he
I think Miller died before the Supreme Court ruled on the stuff.
He did. That's so
matter of fact, he wasn't there to be represented. The Supreme Court just ruled on the case. So I don't even think he really had any representation. And see, what people don't realize is there was a big push at that time, like there is now, that the president at the time really didn't like the Supreme Court decisions. And he was threatening to pack the court. He was putting a lot of pressure on them that you guys need to start agreeing with me, or I am going to change the way that you are constituted. So as much as there were liberal justices on the court then, there were some justices that weren't so liberal that went along with that decision merely to try to protect the court. Which, when I try to fit that into my head, is absolutely insane, because they should have been up there telling the president to eat a fat one. But you're not going to see that. People don't understand the idea behind the Supreme Court is, and then the idea behind lifetime appointments to the Supreme Court is, it was supposed to insulate them from any sort of political pressure. They weren't supposed to be swayed by whatever the administration at the time wants. They were merely supposed to look at the Constitution, look at a law, decide controversies, and say this is either constitutional or not constitutional. Which is why I seriously believe that there should be bills passed, and if Republicans had any balls, they would do it, to where when a judge makes a decision that does not fit constitutionally, that they are automatically impeached. Don't pass go, don't collect $200, screw any sort of retirement you ever had. I hope you're good at cleaning bathrooms.
Yeah.
But I don't think we'll ever see anything like that.
Hang on. So Too Many Choices says the best thing about the ATF is their double speak. Texas suppressor law challenge has to me saying a suppressor isn't a firearm, so not protected, as they treat it like a firearm. So here's the interesting thing. If anyone here has ever done a Form 4 or Form 1 on a silencer, it's suppressor, but technically it's called a silencer on the ATF Form 4, Form 1. It says type of firearm, silencer. It is considered a firearm. Even after your tax stamp comes back, you know what you do when the gun shop calls you? And they say, yo, Dark, your can is here. It's ready. The paperwork has come back. I go to the gun shop and I do a 4473 for the suppressor. So the whole bullshit of the, silencers, suppressors aren't firearms thing. They're just teetering back and forth into any way that they can to work around it, like they did back in the day with United States versus Miller, saying, "Oh no, the Second Amendment only protects, guns that are in common use in the military." And then now here we are, nearly 100 years later, and they're saying, "No, you guys cannot have weapons that are in common use in the military. That's crazy." It's like, dude, what the fuck?
It's the whole thing with the 34 NFA, and here's what people don't realize. In some cases with the 34 NFA, the federal government has no power to regulate firearms inside of states at all. It's not in the Constitution. They do not have that power. They do have the power to tax things that are transferred in between states.
Mm-hmm.
So the slick thing with the 34 NFA and they talk about this in the hearings. I'm not talking out of my ass. It's in historical documents where it was the Attorney General for the United States actually basically has to admit, yeah, we have no constitutional authority to regulate firearms, but we can tax them if they transfer from one state to the other. That's why most of your gun laws are based on the Interstate Commerce Clause. That's another thing that falls back into the jurisdiction of the Supreme Court, because they went from a very limited view of the Interstate Commerce Clause to a very broad view. And the tax that was put on these items, they originally wanted it to be much more, but a $200 tax back when the 34 NFA was passed was a prohibitive tax, and the government can't constitutionally pass prohibitive taxes.
They could absolutely place that tax on it.
Yeah. Your arguments coming in the hearings that I've covered and then that I've read and went through. Your average cost for a machine gun, like a Thompson submachine gun at that time, was right around $200. So this was 100% tax on that item. Now, as the government always does, if you were a representative of the government, they removed the levy of that tax because you worked for the government. But if you were a private citizen buying that item, well, you don't get that carve out. You've got to pay that tax.
Or even better, if you were willing to give up all your freedom, independence, and privacy and say, I'll become like an 0702 manufacturer, give you all my information, and I'll, register everything with you every time I manufacture anything, then I can have a special occupational tax that would allow me to circumvent the $200, tax stamp bullshit as well. But this is absolutely the classic, government bullshit, of them trying to price people out of exercising their God-given rights of self-preservation. It doesn't matter if my choice is to carry a fucking micro Uzi under my armpit, nobody has any business telling me what I can and can't carry. So this is exactly like, imagine this, the way that they regulate NFA items and say, oh, that barrel's too short. Oh, that shotgun barrel's too short. Oh, that thing makes your gun too quiet. Oh, that makes, that second grip makes it really mean and scary looking, right? Whatever it is, whatever arbitrary garbage they come up with. Imagine, let's fast forward a little bit. Let's say in 10 years from now, if our world in the current state that it is right now, if we make it through the next decade and we happen to come to a place where we're still in a at least similar life that we are now, imagine if the federal government came in and they said, hey, guys, we realize that these pistols keep ending up at crime scenes, and these, serialized pistols, homemade pistols, whatever, handguns are now going to be regulated. And if you're going to carry a handgun to fulfill your God-given right of self-preservation, you're only allowed to carry these guns and these calibers and these barrel lengths and these grip lengths and these colors and these. What do you think we would do?
I do believe, and I'm just spitballing here, that there's about 60% of our population that are going to lay there and take that. There's about 10% of our population that are going to be asleep and they're not even going to notice it. There's going to be, let me see, that's 60, that's 70. So there's going to be about 20% of us that are going to be pissed off enough to where things are going to start popping.
Yeah.
And that's, the number of 20% is probably too high at that point. Because if you look at everything that's been done and the amount of propaganda that's been spread over the decades since the 34 NFA, and people have bought it, I don't know what it takes to wake some people up, because when you actually think about these things logically, like any firearm, okay, I have all the regulation on that firearm that I need. I can't wrongfully deprive someone else of life, liberty, or property with that firearm. If I do those things, I am breaking laws that I deserve to lose my liberty over, and my property, and my life over if I do such things. Those are the laws that should count. Those are just laws. If I go up and I rob Too Many Choices and I take his wallet and I take his possessions, I have just wrongfully deprived him of something. I've used undue force on him. So if I turn around and Too Many Choices shoots me in the back with a 40 cal, I just had that shit coming. And Too Many Choices should be in the clear. But you literally have places that will, if Too Many Choices was caught with his 40 cal, well, they want to put him in jail for 5 years. Charge him with felonies. He loses all of his rights for the mere fact of having an object.
Well, so the interesting thing is that, like, if you look at other countries and the way that their restrictions on firearms work, specifically handguns, for kind of the same vein of thinking, is so like in where was it? I can't remember right offhand where it was, but there's a country where they do not allow their civilians to own handguns or rifles that bear the same cartridges or calibers that their military uses. So if there is anything that is used in the military, government, police, whatever, they won't allow them to carry them. And this is why you see Glocks overseas that are like it looks exactly like a 26 or a 19 or a 17, but it's in 380 ACP. Yeah. And the reason those exist is because they put limitations like that on their freedom.
Yep.
And I just think it's total bullshit.
Well, it is. But see, in other countries, and let me throw this out there, I love many other countries, but they can all get fucked. In in other countries, they didn't have a founding generation that wrote a document like they did for us, that laid everything out very concisely and very much to the point, that limited the government and gave more power to the actual citizen. So if you look at, say, Venezuela has actually loosened a lot of their gun laws in recent times because they figured out that, you know, maybe having armed citizens that can defend themselves against criminals isn't a bad idea. If you, it absolutely amazes me that you have people in this country who do not understand the very basic liberties that our founders try to lay out. The Constitution isn't a restraint on the people. The Bill of Rights isn't a restraint on the people. It's a restraint on the government.
Yeah.
But we're dealing with this is an argument I've made quite a few times. You're dealing with two different camps of people. There are some people in between. They're I don't know. They ain't fucking woke up yet. But you're dealing with two different camps of people. You're dealing with people that believe in individual freedom and individual liberty. That's us. I don't have the right to do things against someone else unless there are things that trigger it. And then you're dealing with a group of people that thinks that the government is going to be your ultimate savior and your ultimate Lord and King, and they will give any power to the government as long as they think they can get a little bit of safety out of it.
Yeah.
Or
control.
Well, they're the ones who believe, hey, when we get into this, we're going to get some control out of this. And they don't realize, because they're idiots, that in the history of man, those who have gone in that direction are ultimately stood up on the same fucking wall and shot just the same as the people they wanted to control. Because when you give government power, guess what government wants? More power.
More power. Yep. Yeah, that's the crazy thing, man. And I know we could talk about this all night. It is obviously something that's really important to us, especially being that, like, you know, we're talking about human rights, you know, people's rights that are given to them by God, that are supposed to be guaranteed by the Constitution, right? That Constitution, of course, puts a restriction on government that they cannot get in the way of life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness. And actually, our own founding documents say that if a government becomes destructive to these ends, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, that it's the responsibility of the people to abolish or to abolish it.
Basically, abolish it or redesign it. To set it back on its natural course, because government was never supposed to control people. Government was merely supposed to solve disputes in between people.
Yeah. To alter or abolish it. Sorry. But my biggest complaint here is, okay, yes, a lot of other countries and a lot of other places don't have a constitution, a U.S. Constitution. A lot of them don't have state or whatever, sanction, whatever their areas are called, right? Like, let's say state constitutions either. But they have human rights. They have God-given rights. So, like, how, I don't know. That's a whole other mindfuck in itself, right? I believe every single human being should have these rights, right? I believe every single human being, even if they are a felon and they're released from jail, once they're reunited with their property and released from jail, prison, whatever, let's say a felon, they're released from prison. Once they're released and back out on the streets, I believe that they have that same God-given right in that moment. The only time that they can't have a gun is when they're physically separated from their firearm or firearms. You know,
the only time you should be deprived of your rights, and this is coming from someone who some of you have heard me say in the past, I have been in a situation where I was deprived of my rights. The only time you should be deprived of your rights is when you are in the custody of the state.
Yeah.
In other words, they're responsible for your upkeep. They're responsible for your safety. They're responsible for your well-being. When you are out on the street and you are responsible for your own well-being, your own safety, all your rights should be restored.
Yeah, totally agree. And that
Period.
goes back to the freedom is dangerous conversation, right? Because yes, I understand that, arming people that were recently released from prison is a thing that some people look down upon. Personally, I don't give a fuck. That's why I'm armed. That's why I practice to get a sub 2 second draw to first shot. That's
Yeah.
why the people around me are armed. And that's why, like, I think you'd be surprised for anyone out there that may not agree with this. I think people would be surprised to see how much like peaceful gun owners can actually prevent this shit from happening. They don't understand it. They don't see it that
It's
way.
it's a propaganda game at that point. It
Yeah.
becomes, and there was, oh God, it was something I was listening to today, and it was about another shooting. And I know you're trying to bounce, but
No, it's okay.
it was the way the media reports things and they twist them. Your average person who doesn't involve themselves in this world, they don't see this stuff. Most of the guys in the chat, we see it. We've unplugged from that media narrative, and when something happens, we generally do research and we look into it.
Mm-hmm.
But the people who are out there just buying the narrative from the media, because they'll take a shooting like old boy who stopped the mass shooter in the mall not too long back. The media narrative was he was carrying a gun in a gun-free zone, and that was evil because he carried a gun in a gun-free zone, although he stopped a wannabe mass shooter.
Yeah.
They focused on the fact of the law-abiding, well, mostly law-abiding person carrying a firearm, and they completely just walked away from the wannabe mass shooter. And I'm sorry if you are in a situation and I save your life, do you really give a shit how I saved your life? Or are you just happy that I was there and actually did something to save your life? It's a propaganda campaign that we've dealt with for many years, and it just keeps getting worse and worse and more efficient in a lot of ways.
Yeah. Yep. Just a quick heads up. I want to let you guys know that I have a special guest joining us, and we may have some breaking news here in a moment. Mr. Jan Crump, how are you?
Man, when he said special guest, I thought I was going to have to throw on my crash helmet.
Yeah, then he's that type of stuff.
Now, before you jump into it, I promise you guys.
What do you want me on the show for?
You're sexy.
What's that?
What do you want me to? You just send me a random link. What's up?
God damn it. I'm sorry. My for some reason, StreamYard tonight is just not liking me. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah. What's up?
Yeah, Dark was just pleading his undying loyalty to you and talking about how sexy you were, and he wanted you on the show.
That's fine. Okay.
Jesus Christ.
Well,
it's like the moment that I start talking, it starts going out. Okay, can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, we got you, brother.
Here we go. Okay, beautiful. Okay, so before we jump into the news, I did want to share some things with you guys. So as I told you, I had a little bit of an announcement this evening. Now, you guys probably may already be aware, but I wanted to let you know that I told you guys, this was months and months and months ago, nearly a year ago, I told you that if we were in a situation that, 80s were on their way out, that I would do anything and everything I could to help continue pushing the building movement forward. Now, I want to first share that it is official that 1776 Supply Co. is now selling kits again. So 1776 Supply Co. is selling kits. Now, this kit, for an example, is a $700 kit. It is marked down to $400. This is the super dope gold barrel. This is the Agent 19. There is the Goon 19. This is also marked down to 400 doll hairs. Let me pull this up here.
That's making my deck grow.
Right? Look at that. You got the window cuts. You got the these sights are incredible too, man. They're awesome. It's got the ZP Magwell. It's got a frame blank. It's got the slide barrel upper parts kit, all that shit, and it's got the sights already, like all that shit ready to go. But you need to buy the parts to complete the frame separately, meaning the rails and the locking block there. But after you get all that $700 kit for $400, there's another place you would need to go. You would need to make sure that you go to dldhardware.com to cop yourself a jig.
Not a scam.
Not a scam. For all the people on Reddit that said this shit was a scam, no. The only thing I'm guilty of is having a fucking incomplete website, okay? So here is the website for dldhardware.com. I've already been selling jigs for the past 4 days, and I appreciate all the support from you guys. You guys are awesome. I'm also selling other, gunsmithing parts and tools and cleaning kits, but of course, no frames, no nothing at all, only jigs and some gunsmithing tools. Now, it's also cool because you can, click on the YouTube channel right here. You can click on a video to watch exactly how a SIG 320, MUP is done. Glocks, jigs, and templates, tools, gunsmithing, all that stuff. But if you just click on Shop the Jig Collection, you can actually go through. So we got the blue glowy action rods for building your ARs. Yes, you no longer have to buy a $100 to $200 action rod or a $200 fucking Geisley action rod. You can actually buy a sub $50 glowy blue action rod. We also have all of our PF940, PF45, PF940C, PF940SC, and our PF9 single stack jigs, and they're all like $20 to $25, $28, depending on the exact one that you need, because they do actually vary in price. So whatever you guys need, if you're going to buy a kit, you can buy jigs at dldhardware.com. So let's make sure we support the people that support us and support people like us. They are one of us. Support 1776 Supply Co., right? Support dldhardware.com because that's supporting the channel, right? Also support people like Tack Knives. Support people like Goon Beam. Support people like Toxic Patch Co. Support the us, guys. So, sorry. The Sight Pusher. Let me see.
Do you have that in stock?
Yes, I have all of this in stock.
All right, I know someone who would want one. He might be a very famous attorney.
I just ordered a Sight Pusher like 4 days ago. So yeah, if I'd known about it, I'd have got it from you.
Yeah,
it's all good.
The
Sight Pusher,
because that's a universal Sight Pusher, is it not?
It is.
Yep.
Oh no, I'm sorry. This one is a
Glock.
Glock Sight Pusher.
So that's just
And
a Glock.
This is $39.
Well, doesn't that make you a Glock or cock or something like that?
I also got slimline punches for like doing the super difficult pins on your ARs. Well, they're not super difficult for people like us, but for some of those out there that find those things difficult, but like vice blocks for like $10, front sight tools for $8, the AK and SKS buttstock cleaning kit for $13, and it's like, you know, good quality milsurp shit. The action rods for fucking $42 and $47 is crazy cheap. The jigs for $20. You know, people are selling jigs, used P80 jigs on Gunbroker for like $100.
Oh, god damn, I got a few of those laying around. I need to get on Gunbroker.
Bro, you should see my home right
That or
now.
Walmart bathrooms for me. It's one of the two.
I
Gotta make
have jigs. I have jigs. Like, I'm gonna let my daughter like
Oh,
build. I'm gonna let her build like a fort with jigs. It's crazy.
Do it. That shit'll be hysterical.
And guys, for those that did want to, I had a few people reach out and they said that they did want to send a package to DLD. You can do that. That is a thing now.
Don't give them my address again. My wife will kill you.
Yeah, no, not doing
I
that.
still say that Dark is living in Crump's backyard and Crump just doesn't know about it. Crump just gets all these different packages that he never ordered and he's still wondering, what the hell am I getting this shit?
I know, right? Hold on. So you know what I'll do? I will actually literally just yeah, fuck it. I'll just do this.
So Crump, what were you breaking tonight? There was another thing that popped up while me.
I'm tired. I don't want to break it tonight. I changed my mind.
Oh man, come on.
Wait till tomorrow. All right, guys. I love you.
No, you came on here to break the news. We got some exciting breaking news, y'all.
Hold on.
We got some exciting breaking news.
Hold on.
Peer pressure. Peer pressure.
Breaking news! Breaking news!
Thank you.
All right, guys. So, I have confirmed that there has been another arrest of a guy who the ATF said he has a machine gun that turned out had an AR with a a rare breed FRT 15.
So hang on. So you're telling me that there was a man that was arrested for having a machine gun when all he had was a forced reset trigger and an AR-15?
Correct.
So
And what area did this occur?
Virginia.
So let me get this straight. And Crump, you're the man, the legend, the myth. Something that does not fit the textual definition of a machine gun is now getting people arrested for having machine guns.
You are correct.
Don't tell my wife that. I'll never live it down.
And this has happened before, right?
Oh yeah.
Yes, this is the second one.
Interesting.
So
what you're telling me,
for people that, and I'll make this very quick. For people who don't realize, a machine gun is a gun that continues to fire as long as you pull the trigger to the rear. There is no reset involved in that. Something like a forced reset trigger. A forced reset trigger forces your finger forward. The trigger actually resets, and then it fires again. So in the United States, we are supposed to have this system of laws. They are contained in various volumes that could probably fill up multiple stadiums, but they are supposed to be textual definitions of things. The textual definitions of machine guns have been in existence since 1934.
Yep.
If something does not fit that textual definition, it is not a machine gun.
It
Legal.
shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. And typically, what they do is they pass legislation via acts of Congress. But instead, we have the ATF that is using things like determination letters, examination letters, and their feelings to change what a definition of something is. That we all know that the wide open trigger, the force reset trigger, even though we made videos last August, y'all, that me, Crump,
July.
CRS, Flying Rich, everybody, when we made them, we got crucified.
Dude,
Everybody was telling us, y'all are stupid. Y'all don't know what you're talking about. Like as if they thought that we were like in agreement with this. But all we were saying is that due to this bullshit redefinition or examination letter from the ATF, that they will treat it as if it is a machine gun. And for I don't even know how long people ragged on us like crazy. Other YouTubers, like Whisper Tactical, for an example, was
Fuck
out
that
there
guy.
saying, DLD After Dark and CRS are saying all this stuff and they're Chicken Little and they're now Whisper Tactical is making videos saying, oh my God, I have a year's worth of content of me using FRTs. What do I do? What do I do? I'm just going to take it out of the gun and set it on the side in the safe. No,
That
no,
does
you're
not
not.
work.
Doesn't work like that. I'm just going to take this illegal auto sear and put it in. No. Now, I'm not saying I agree with it. I think it's wrong. I think it's illegal. I think they're completely abusing their powers that they shouldn't even have in the first fucking place. But the most important thing to understand is I got the FERT, I got the what. They go burp, they go pop.
Well, here was the deal with you, Crump, CRS, a lot of other guys.
I had the paperwork.
It was before I actually even got my stuff started. Here's the thing you guys realize that a lot of other people don't fucking realize. The ATF ain't playing by the goddamn rules, kids.
Exactly.
They're it up
I
as
don't know what the rules are. Trust me. I've been in DC for the last 2 days, and they have no clue what the fucking rules are.
no. It's just like playing checkers with a fucking 3-year-old. Okay, when you're beating them and then they just shove all the checkers off the board and go, I win. Well, guess what? That 3-year-old just won in their mind. But in this case, that winning 3-year-old can put you in jail for 10 years, charge you $250,000 and ruin your goddamn life for having a legal product.
Yeah, and I do want to say, I don't want this to come across the wrong way. I don't personally have a problem with Whisper Tactical at all. I was just mentioning that because he actually called like me and CRS and other people out by name saying that the information that we were giving out was not correct.
No, well, it's not an issue of having necessarily having a problem.
Hey, you know what? When you get your information directly from the people that want to hide that information, which I had a conversation with Lawrence DeMonico tonight.
You talked to Lawrence DeMonico?
Yeah, he called.
How'd that go?
Fine.
But yeah, it's not an issue of having beef with somebody. It's an issue of there are those of us who understand that the government will make up the rules as they go, and there are those of us who think that the government is playing by a rule book that they are restrained by. And I'm sorry, I've never seen the government operate by a rule book that really restrained them. Not in my lifetime.
Guns from the Grave, what's up, brother? Savvy A. Savvy A, there are, so let me just jump into this real quick. So there was a big kind of, curve jumping into getting the first jigs shipped. I've gotten almost all of them shipped, but there are still like 5 orders that I just didn't get to ship yet. So please do me a favor. Be patient. Everything else will be shipped tomorrow, and keep an eye out. You'll get all email notifications and all that. So I appreciate you patronizing the company, and just do me a favor and be patient while it's all a new system. It's me getting used to using everything and getting everything out. In the future it will be much more smooth, and I'll be able to get them out within a day.
Yeah.
But also had some things, like personally I was completely unavailable for a full day on Tuesday and Thursday, and I've had to balance working and the channel and the jigs and all that. So please do me a favor and be patient. I apologize, but I will absolutely get your jig out to you if it's not out to you already. And Bob, yes, I do. It is the Glock 2627 will work with the Glock 33. The jig will. So yeah. So my apologies. So yes. So somebody got arrested for having an FRT and an AR-15.
And
Now,
I talked to him.
and you talked to the person that got arrested?
Mm-hmm.
Now, my question was going to be, how did it happen?
Yeah, that's
Basically there was someone who lived in the house who was an addict.
So someone snitched.
No.
Just kidding.
Someone who lived in the house was an addict. I'm gonna get too much into it because there's stuff, and they thought they were doing one drug and they were doing another drug, and he ended up having to resuscitate that person. And the police came over, and I guess they took his. He had an AR sitting in there, so they took his AR because hey, we don't know what's going on here. So they broke it apart, examined it, and
So they popped open the upper.
Yeah, I guess he's not really sure how they knew, but they secured the AR. And
I mean, you guys have covered it already, that a lot of local law enforcement agencies are getting basically flyers describing what FRTs are, what WOTs are.
That was shared with.
Then the ATF came in and they looked at it and they're like, yeah, this is an FR2. This is a machine gun, so he's being federally charged.
So he did actually get charged with illegal possession.
I got the charging documents. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
So he's, oh man, and this is what splits my head in a lot of these cases. Now, for those of you who maybe don't follow me, I'm pretty much a dumb redneck. I have pretty good reading comprehension skills, though.
They ate too many choices. The ATF tested it.
Yeah. And
Martinsburg criminal examination.
From reading comprehension skills, I do understand things about law. If something is written into a law, it is explicitly written into a law. There are definitions that are legal definitions that carry the weight of law. And an agency who is, shall we say, supposed to enforce a law should not be able to change definitions on their own.
Yeah,
that through these lawmaking bodies that we call Congress, the Senate. It should have to be signed into law by. Oh my God!
They should not
right now. That well,
they should not. But look at the redefinition for frames and receivers.
Yes,
right. It's the same exact thing. Them overstepping and encroaching on our rights to be able to privately manufacture firearms.
That was me this morning.
Crump, you are pretty damn cute for a white boy. I'll tell you that.
I had to dress up. Oh, guess who was there, man? By the way,
Who's that?
well, I ran into the owner of Silencer Shop, Marty
Oh, for
Daniels.
real?
What's that?
I said, oh, for real?
Yeah. Marty Daniels was
Yeah.
around in DC.
He's a good dude, man. I would love to have him on the show. He's
Marty
really
Daniels?
cool. Yeah.
Yeah,
Crump
so-
showing off like that is going to have to make me get dressed in my suit just to show off a couple pictures of it, because I only have to wear it about, I don't know, 2-3 times a year.
Yeah, so I spent forever in DC, but I did get to go to the Capitol Hill Club, which was kind of cool.
Is that a strip club?
No, it's a members only club where all like the senators and their staffers go at the end of the day. For
Yeah,
happy hour.
another thing that
where all the real deals happen.
we have a ruling.
Really quickly.
I know where Eric is, man. I'm gonna go to
Sorry,
bed.
just real
I'm
quick.
supposed to go hang out with Eric and all those guys tonight, but they I guess they came in late.
My apologies. Go ahead.
Sorry. No, it's like I forgot that I was supposed to go hang out with some people tonight, and I just remember now.
So just to answer some of the chat in the chat here, yes. So they did. The ATF sent around notices to every single law enforcement agency on record, and they sent descriptions, pictures.
Who broke that?
I think that was DLD After Dark.
I think it was. Actually, I think it was.
No, I think.
No, I think it was. I think I broke it on here.
I think it did. I think it did break on.
Actually,
that's what I was trying to say. I think it was on your show.
Now I don't know who broke it today first, but I think Guns and Gadgets did a video today. There's supposed to be a informative kind of learning session going on for law enforcement in Montgomery coming up that is going to go over things like I think force reset triggers, dropping auto sears, machine guns, and I'm trying to weasel my fucking way or figure out a way I can weasel my way into said informative session. And I might have a door into it. I just got to see whether Home Skillet will cooperate. So we'll see.
You let me know.
Well, just don't put my name down. We learned that the hard way.
No. My name's going to be bad enough. Your name?
I got invited. Well, I think by some people too, and they said, "Hey, we want to bring a reporter with us. Is that okay?" And ATF said, "Absolutely, that's totally fine." And then, like 2 days ago, they said, "Okay, we need the names of the people, the reporters, so we can put it on the list to get in." And they
saw John Crump and they said,
"They gave my name," and then they canceled it.
Hell no!
They canceled it. They said, I mean, they didn't cancel the meeting. They said you cannot bring. They specifically said I could not go.
Yep, that doesn't surprise me whatsoever.
Other people were allowed to go. Other reporter, nope, not.
You wanna borrow my driver's license?
Dude, you could have gotten if they would have put your name down, but I was specifically banned, so I ended up having to sit in, outside.
Bro, I'm on a federal watch list.
I'm not.
That is true.
Yeah, there's no way.
An hour away from Montgomery.
You're not allowed to own a defense contracting firm.
You're an hour away from Montgomery?
Yeah, I'm probably 45 minutes to an hour away, depending on when I drive, it's probably less than that because I like that pedal on the right.
Hold on. You're talking about, where is the meeting?
Montgomery, Alabama.
Oh.
It's supposed to be for all law enforcement. It's supposed to be led by representatives from the ATF, the firearms branch, ATF lawyers, from what I understand from what Guns and Gadgets put out today.
I thought you were saying it was in Mogo Co. Montgomery County.
No, this
Montgomery, Alabama.
Alabama. Which, like I said, I'm not thought. Well, the only thing I'm going to have to figure out is how I can PWEDC my Glock 19 because Montgomery, Alabama is quite a violent place, and being around that much law enforcement, it'll probably be even worse. But
well, you just got to be careful because I've heard that being around that much law enforcement can make you a little nervous, and you don't want to like hiccup and lose your PWEDC. And for anybody watching that doesn't know what PWEDC is, that is when you carry a firearm in a very particular fashion. I'm going to put these on the website too. And shout out to some of the folks that came through and went to DLD Hardware and actually purchased several jigs. And for the people that spent over $100, I threw a PWEDC patch in there, which is going to be hilarious.
I'm shutting down my website.
What'd you say,
dude? I would love to get those back. I only have like.
Well, you got a bunch more now.
What's that?
You got a bunch more now.
Hell yeah! Thank you, brother. I'm sorry to hear that you got a.
No, I mean, no, it's not that I'm being forced to. I mean, it's not. I mean, it's making money, but the time commitment is. Yeah. But hey, can I share like a sneak peek of one of the videos I'm doing tomorrow?
No.
Yeah. Sure.
All right. All right. So you know that lady who said,
I heard.
Yes, she made this like response where she's like, "Oh, it was because before you pull it up and add it to the stream, it was like, oh, it was because the strap wasn't strapped." Like, well, how the hell are you supposed to pull out a gun from a concealed carry if it's not strapped?
Of course. So let all the viewers know what you're referring to.
I did a video. I found this really, really dangerous holster that allows you to pull the trigger, right? Like when it's still holstered. It's very, very thin neoprene.
Hold on, sorry. I have patches ready to go out, including a goodie bag for Kurt finally. So I will fulfill your patches, guys. Sorry.
It's a knockoff. So she made a response video calling me dumb. I don't know about firearms. I didn't have the gun inserted all the way. If the strap was strapped, it wouldn't have fired.
I haven't seen that. I have not seen that.
Yeah. So basically, she said all this like really bad stuff, right?
Yeah.
So tomorrow I'm releasing a response.
Does it include her video?
No, you want to see her video?
Yes, absolutely.
All right, hold on. I'll grab the video. I'll share that one instead.
Yeah, so guys, we support a company that is a company.
Well, I mean, it's not only that. I mean, it popped up on my Amazon, and it's like, and I was like, dude, that looks like identical.
Well, yeah, and that's kind of where this came from. We may have ignored it, right? But basically, we support a company, JM4 Tactical, that has.
And they did not pay me to do the video, as she claims.
No, yeah, of course not. No. Dude, the only thing I've gotten from JM4 Tactical is holsters and coffee. So that,
yeah, well, the whole my JM4 Tactical holster, honestly, I bought that. I paid full retail. I didn't have a discount code.
I bought one of them. But
yeah, I have not gotten a free holster from them.
The other two you gave to me, and then the other two they sent to me.
Yeah.
But when we saw these holsters, were exactly like JM4 Tactical. We were like, what? When we got them in our hands, it's like, and I don't have one in my hands, but I just don't want people to think like gifts aren't bribery, right? So if the JM4 Tactical holster sucked, we'd be like, dude, these suck. They're terrible.
Well, I
We're
gave
not-
you your JM4 tactical holster, so it came
I
from me.
know. That's yeah.
I paid
said-
retail for my holsters. I didn't get a discount, didn't get anything. Paid retail.
Now this isn't JM4 Tactical. This is my wife's holster for her 1911. It's a leather holster, very rigid. You can't reach the trigger guard on this holster at all.
Well, no. Well, this is the issue. Was
talking
you can pull the
about-
trigger through full. I mean,
through the
like
holster.
That's what I'm
through the
saying.
sidewall.
When you're selling some, especially newer gun owners, when you're selling them something, they can
This is who she's
trigger
targeting.
through the holster. And I watched John's video on that where chicks on like the QVC whatever channel talking about this shit.
Yeah. You want to watch this?
Whole fucking brain image off because it looked like the fucking Crypt Keeper.
Yeah, let's watch this. Let's watch this.
Yeah, this is gonna be great. So John actually fired it. He stuck his finger with it completely in the holster. He stuck his finger inside and pulled the trigger 4 times. 4 times. Okay?
Not twice.
Yeah, and then he went and said, "Hey, this is not safe. This is a ripoff."
Yeah,
from
but I
this
didn't. That there wasn't any of the I'll show you the testing footage too, which is in the video, or like the one because I only did like one shot just to demonstrate why it's not safe.
Yeah, where it blows a hole into the holster off about or almost.
Yeah, so go ahead and do it.
I can't play it. You got to play it.
Oh, whoops.
Your screen sharing.
It's your play.
Sorry.
She
looks
looks like a melted Halle Berry.
We disagree with John Crump's disparaging review. The video
I'm sorry, run it back.
is only partially inserted into the holster.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't.
Safety is a top priority at Her Tactical. We disagree with
Why
John
is it
Crump's
not
disparaging
moving?
review.
I don't know.
The video shows the revolver is only partially.
Oh, you know what? I think I might have shared it. Okay, it's right around.
I don't know why the video is not moving. However,
Here it is. Here it is.
Safety is a top priority at Her Tactical. We disagree with John Crump's disparaging review. The video shows the revolver is only partially inserted into the holster, and the safety retention strap is not snapped into place when he pulls the trigger. The hammer and trigger in his video are exposed because he has not inserted the gun correctly into the holster. He only shows half the holster as to hide how far back the gun is from the full length of the holster. I can take any gun with any holster and do exactly what Crump has done to show malicious intent.
That is not.
If the gun doesn't fit the holster correctly, buy a holster that fits. Check the measurements. All of our products have a 100% customer satisfaction guarantee. Crump questions the safety retention strap and then doesn't use it in his demonstration. There is a reason why there is a safety retention strap.
Okay.
We believe in providing the safest possible products.
Okay.
Crump's.
Well, if you're going to pull a trigger out, I mean, like not a trigger, a gun out, if you're concealed carrying, wouldn't you have to undo the safety strap? Or are you going to take the whole holster out, then remove the gun?
Which would, in this case, be more dangerous.
It's like freaking... Oh my God. It's like, what are you talking about?
There are 2 things about this
how it works.
Presently just killing me. One is her accent, and the other one is
it's either New Zealand.
Australian, I think.
New Zealand or Australian.
Let's get this.
Australian
Maturity and lack of knowledge for manufacturing is evident. He claims my products are copies. Although some products may appear to be similar, he clearly doesn't understand the manufacturing and design process to improve the safety, high quality, construction, and elegance and comfort for a woman's specific needs. His video is misleading, misrepresented, fraudulent, malicious, disrespectful, and intended to mock, defame, and ridicule our entire business. Crump proceeds to make disparaging comments about the rest of our products. Why? Why would a guy be trying to damage a business that sells magnetic holsters made especially for women?
Because I don't want women to be
Why would he
shot.
state how much he loves the competitor's magnetic holster and then slam our products?
Because your
The
products
same
are
competitor
shit.
company that sent us a cease and desist, which they know was a completely baseless demand. Why is Crump doing a hit piece on our company? His video is distasteful. It shows how unclassy and unprofessional a competitive company can be when faced with real competition. Not cool. We do not advocate for bullying or defamation. Is somebody behind the scenes? Are there other financial motives? Why does Crump love the competition so much?
Because it's
At Her Tactical, we strive to provide premium safety products and firearm safety training for our customers. I will leave you with reviews we have received from many happy and satisfied customers throughout the country that love our holsters and continue to purchase from us. Thank you for your support and love. We will continue to bring you amazing products that are safe, functional, high quality, comfortable, and elegant.
No, you won't. I absolutely love this color.
Here's where I have to mention a couple things. One, this is the only chick I've ever seen with an Australian or a New Zealand accent that I did not find absolutely sexy. She looks like she should be the darker cousin of Nancy Pelosi. And holy fuck, John just got called so many misogynistic terms in that one fucking video. I can't even keep up with them.
You're so muted.
Yeah, you're
unmute.
I said, by the way, the competitor is owned by a woman.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead, share the video. I didn't find that out. I didn't know
Chad's wife owns the company, right?
Yeah. Just share this video.
You're running, man.
Okay, I will show you a couple different things here
because it looked like this one. This both is really like the product, and I like to award.
Play the whole thing
about a holster.
This is the video that's coming out tomorrow.
Hello, my name is John Crump. Recently, I made a video about a holster that I claimed was not a good holster. The Her Tactical holster. And
you like the background?
I hate to say it, guys, but I was absolutely right. I'm going to go ahead and cover some of the accusations that were made really quick. And then I got a quick little video to show you. Then we'll get out of here. Okay, first, am I paid by anyone? No, I am not paid by anyone to make these videos or to make the video on this holster. I purchased this holster with my own money because it looked like this one that I purchased with my own money. So no one paid me. No one sent me the holsters besides Amazon. Amazon did send me this. But you know what I'm talking about. No one sent me any holsters for free. Paid full retail for both. And yeah, so no one paid me. Let's get that out of the way. Has JM4 ever paid me for a video? The answer is no, they haven't. I have given them shout outs and mentions because I really like their product, and I like to award companies that I like their products for. In fact, if you go watch the video where I shout them out, I even said they're not paying me to do this.
Real quick, just for a second, if you go back like 4 or 5 seconds and you look at your holster, it looks exactly like mine. On the back side, it looks like this because it is used every single day to carry a firearm safely, which, surprisingly, I can't push my finger through this material and pull a trigger. Sorry. So you can tell you're not holding up a factory new, holster. These holsters don't have these shapes in them, guys. The only way that these holsters get these shapes in them, because they're like pancakes, is if you carry a firearm in them on a normal basis. You have to do it for more than a month for it to look like this.
I mean,
Sorry.
the holster right there, that's probably that's I mean, I don't that is for my my old 43. That's not even for my 43X. Or
Yeah,
no, that was for my you know what that was for? That was for my Pico.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've bought in a lot of these holsters, and
I just wanted to
for 'em.
say that clearly it's one that you're using. That's all.
It's been worn. It's been sweated in. It's been compressed. It's been through the trials.
Yeah, that's for a little Beretta Pico. But here we go.
Their product, and I like to award companies that I like their products for. In fact, if you go watch the video where I shout them out, I even said, they're not paying me to do this. I'm doing this because I really, really like the product, and they didn't even ask me to do it. I just did it because I like the product. What's wrong with that? And
we don't
I
like you,
don't
Ozzy.
know why these guys got so upset that I like these guys. Not really sure I'm going to reach out and try to find out, because there got to be some backstory behind there. Not really sure what it is, but there has to be. And one of the interesting things I found out is this owner says that I just don't like women company, or someone said that. Not really sure. But one of my viewers pointed out that I guess this company is owned by a woman, so I'm not really sure what's up with that. And I do want to admit, I don't have a problem with women companies. Unless they're owned by Australian women, then I do have a little problem with that. All jokes aside. Okay, let's go ahead and go over some other stuff.
At least you said you were joking.
I don't know how to holster a J-frame revolver. I didn't use a J-frame revolver. This is a Derringer. And if you look right here, fits perfectly. Can't pull the trigger. Pull it back here. Fits perfectly. I pull back the hammer. Hammer is exposed, right? So nothing up with that. It's clear. It's clear. Hopefully. Yeah, let me check. Yep, clear. So, boom. Well, you know, nothing wrong with that. Another issue that I have to buckle it in with a little strap to keep the trigger from pulling. All right, let's see. Here, cock it. I'm gonna drop it in, dropping it down. Can I pull the trigger? Let's see here. All right, drop down, right? Whoops, almost dropped it. That would have been bad if it was loaded, but it wasn't. So, watch. Ready? Let's see if I can pull the trigger. Oh, yes, I did. Let me do that again. Ready? Do it again.
I'm going to show it from a better angle in a second.
Do it again. 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 As you can clearly see, the strap is strapped, and I can still pull the trigger. The bottom of it is, since the bottom has blown out, I can push the barrel all the way out. Let's see. I'm going to jam it down as far as I can, because they said it wasn't down far enough. All right, so now it's down way below what's even possible. The barrel is sticking out the bottom. So I'm going to cock it, which the single action, so the hammer has to be back. So look how far the holster is down. Look, the holster is out of the bottom of the holster. Let's see if I can pull the trigger. Oh, let's do that again, one more time. Oh, one more time. Oh, one more time. Heart of cockroach sticking out the bottom of the holster. So, what? There you go. There you go. So, what I am showing you is that this firearm, no, it's jammed in there. I can pull the trigger while it is
Except the
holstered
woman.
in here. Let's try the same thing with the JM4. No effing way that's going to pull. I'm telling you guys, neoprene's going to get someone hurt. But, John, you say, maybe it's just that one type of gun and no other gun will fire. Well,
shows the revolver is only partially inserted into the holster and the safety retention strap is not snapped into place when he pulls the trigger. The hammer and trigger in his video are exposed because he has not inserted the gun correctly into the holster. He only shows half the holster.
They also said I was able to pull the trigger because I released the strap. Okay, what do you guys think of that? The graphic overlay.
The graphic overlay looks good. It shows where the handle would sit in your hand, and then shows where the actual gun would be in the holster. So, I mean, if you can poke your finger through the holster and actually pull the trigger, I would submit to the jury that fucking holster sucks.
Okay, hold on. It gets better. Strap. Well, if you're in I got a coup d'etat coming up. Concealed carry situation, you would have to release the strap to pull the firearm. Therefore, you would be able to pull the trigger if that's the case. But you might see something in a minute here that might disprove that. Do they want you to take out the holster, unstrap it, then pull the firearm out? If that is your plan, you have a lot of rethinking to do. Maybe I just don't understand it. Maybe the 1,000 or so articles, the book, the TV appearances, the radio show appearances, speaking to members of government about firearms, speaking to other gun rights advocates about firearms, educating other journalists on firearms. Maybe that doesn't really qualify me to speak out on firearms. I'm not saying that I'm gun Jesus, but I might know a little thing or two. Also, if I put out a video like this, I always test. Once I have one failure, I get another one and I film and I film and I film and I record all that. And usually that doesn't get released, but the recordings are stuck on my hard drive. Usually I just go take the one shot at the range and that's my video and I do everything else about it. But what you guys don't see is the testing that goes on behind the scenes. And it would be a shame if I had all the footage of the testing of this holster.
That's just,
and that's
skill. That is skill, man. I gotta say, you know, when people think that like you're doing something like this for the purpose of shilling, it becomes dangerous, okay? Because this is not about shilling. This is not about like, oh, let's do this for JM4 Tactical. We're doing this so people don't shoot themselves or accidentally kill their family. Now, we started this stream by showing images from somebody that had accidentally shot themselves with a 32 ACP, okay? I would like to show you guys 2 pictures, an entrance and an exit wound from a 9mm jacketed hollow point to somebody in our community, I'll say, that shot themselves on accident. Now, I want you guys to know that this is graphic, okay? If you don't like graphic shit, look away, please leave. I mean, then come back, maybe. The entrance.
Before you show this, I see something about Alibaba, right?
Yeah.
I just want to answer this question. In the original video, if you go watch it, I found the exact I found the exact holsters on Alibaba, and if you ordered a certain amount, they would label it for you.
Yeah, for what, like $2 to $5 or something like that shit?
It was like depending on the different products. I found other products. Their products ranged from like $2.50 to $5 for the most expensive one.
Yep. Gotta love China, baby. And then I'm gonna fucking stick a Chinese sight on my rifle and blow it off. But okay.
He said if Dark shows a shark bite wound, I'm gonna laugh my ass off. No, this is an actual wound by somebody. I don't want to put them out. Somebody I don't have their permission to. Somebody in our community that shot themselves in the hand with a 9mm jacketed hollow point recently, very recently. They saw the stream, and then the pictures came my way afterwards. If you don't like graphic shit, then please look away or don't look. The entrance wound is not that troubling. The exit wound is fucking Hiroshima.
Devastating. Yeah.
Okay. So last like fucking public service announcement. I'm about to show a graphic picture. Okay. This it showed me the exit. Sorry. Okay, sorry. So this is the entrance wound of a 9mm jacketed hollow point. Now you guys know when a 9mm jacketed hollow point enters a liquid medium like flesh, what happens is first it pokes a hole. When it pokes a hole and has traveled through enough of the liquid medium to start opening up and expanding, what does it do on the other side? It exits at a size that is about twice the size. Lord forgive me. This next picture is the exit wound.
Go with God.
Now, the reason why it's so important for us to discuss shit like this and look at shit like this is because this lady is defending her honor and defending her company because she's shilling some pink Chinese neoprene holsters that could make something like this happen.
Yeah, that's a little bit more of an owie right there.
So please take a moment and understand the gravity of what we're discussing. And for the people that are casting this on a TV, I'm sorry. I am sorry that you are getting a zoomed in
I've seen worse
picture of someone's hand bone. But this is the type of shit, exactly the type of shit that would happen fucking around with holsters like that. If you drew the holster and the whole unit came out, and in a panic, you reached around to pull the holster off, and the trigger disengaged while it was inside the holster, this happens.
Well, I mean, worst case with old girls' holsters is you go to draw, automatically your trigger finger is going to drag about where the trigger is going to be centered.
That was my point.
And for those of us of the male persuasion, if you're carrying appendix, which I have started carrying appendix these days, you blow vital parts of your anatomy off.
This is true.
Not to mention, there are other downsides to this equation. Jesus, people make my fucking head hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Handbone would be a good nickname for this guy.
Yeah, well, and when I draw, so like now that I'm wearing appendix constantly, when I draw, which even when I was drawing from my strong side, when I grip a pistol, of course, I immediately grab where the back strap on the pistol meets the web of my hand. These are going to grip the actual grip, but this is going to be very close to the trigger. I try to practice to where when I come up and actually present, this booger hook is not on the trigger until I want to shoot, but drawing under a stressful situation, if my holster is shit and this can reach my trigger, well, I'm probably going to initiate the firing sequence on that gun in a inopportune position. And these idiots sell this stuff, and especially like John said, to new gun owners.
Somebody asked to see the entrance wound again. There's a difference between the temporary wound cavity and the permanent wound cavity.
Yes.
The amount of tissue damage that is done during the expansion of a 9mm jacketed hollow point is gruesome. It clearly blew this guy's lungs out.
I will say this for whoever's hand this is, and I'm sorry if it's frag out. Hopefully you're righty, but he got off pretty easy where this round hit. If you understand the bones and the structure in your hand, where that round hit looks like it basically landed in between those bones. So it might have blown a lot of tissue out the backside, but not going to be fun. If he had been over a 1/4 of an inch, it would have blown the metatarsals out of his hand, leading to a lot more dramatic injury. And this is kind of a funny one in a way. There have been quite a few stories that were told me by guys who were in the military years and years ago, where 1911s were service pistols at the time, and they one guy is supposed to have been back in the 60s, decided to show that if a 1911 is out of battery, it will not fire. So you press on the barrel, and if it forces the barrel out of battery, the gun won't fire. On a very newly issued firearm, it takes a lot more to push that barrel out of battery. And when this drill instructor decided to demonstrate this, he shot himself right through the palm of the hand because the barrel was not pushed out of battery. I don't want to be the one demonstrating that with a live round in the chamber.
No, not at all.
As much as I love my Colt, I have a Colt 1911 that I love. It is one of the most relevant firearms to me that I've ever owned. Do I want to put a live round in the chamber, rock that bitch back, and pull the trigger? Oh, hell no.
Hell no.
I'm fine with that hammer dropping on a dry chamber.
So I just got sorry. So I just got What the fuck? Sorry. I just got word that the way this happened was actually, do you guys want to guess before I give it up?
No, I'm not even guessing.
Wait, what happened? Sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
The round through the hand.
I know how it happened.
Sorry. How that shot to that individual's hand happened. It was by doing something routine.
Yeah, it was a slam fire.
Are we talking going to clean the gun and not clearing it properly?
They were disassembling a Glock.
Oh yeah.
You gotta always make sure that there's no freaking round in the chamber when you do that.
It was unloaded. It was unloaded.
Well, here's some advice.
How was it unloaded?
Exactly. It's never unloaded, even when it's unloaded.
Yeah.
Here is some advice coming from, again, a very simpleton redneck. With Glocks, when you drop a magazine out and you go to clear the gun, you run the slide a few times vigorously, and then you look in the chamber to make sure there is no brass in that chamber before you do the booger hook on the trigger to release the sear so that you can disconnect the slide from the frame. I'm learning about other firearms now. Those of you guys that follow me know I'm doing SDI stuff right now for gunsmithing. Look in the chamber where the brass and the round actually live before they get excited by a hard object striking the magic button. I'm just saying that's why, like, most NDs, most negligent discharges happen from police, not from your average firearms owners, because a cop will be sitting there and they're going to do something with their firearm and they don't clear it properly, and pow, there it is.
Shit. I mean, recently we saw two negligent discharges on camera. One of them shot the dude in the neck and he died, and the other one shot the dude in the stomach and he died. Both negligent discharges.
Yeah. There was a story, God, it's been a few years ago. It had to have been more than 6 years ago. And it was a Marine, and retired or whatever Marine, who went to clean his gun and his dog jumped in his lap and he ND'd into his own chest. I'd have to find the story again. It's something I read. Like I said, it's been a few years ago. But all of that could have been solved by just clearing the goddamn gun. Don't trust your extractor. Your extractor fails. So you rack it back, you look in the chamber, you physically inspect it to make sure that that gun is clear. And then you can do anything you want. It's a club at that point. But until you fully inspect that gun, that is a live goddamn gun.
Yep. Totally agree. Well, I think we've caused enough havoc in people's brains today.
Oh, not near enough. We could go way further than that.
Oh yeah, and we have, but we're pulling up on the 3-hour mark, so let's go ahead and wrap it up.
But I want to say one more thing. So I called up the owners of Jam4. I was like, dude, what the hell? Like, what's the deal with this lady? And apparently what they told me tonight is that they made a commercial with Chamber Media. She was the casting director for Chamber Media. They sent 10 holsters there, and 7 of them went missing. And then a couple months later, she launches her holster that looks like identical to theirs, but made out of neoprene.
So you're saying she might have done to those holsters what she did to the other holster that she said she originally did, which just looks like a simple strong side carry holster.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm tracking. I'm a little slow. I'm just making sure I'm tracking.
So she took the holsters. She stole the idea for the design. Really, she just found somebody in China to make them cheaper, and now she's selling them.
Yeah, she probably sent it to China, actually.
Yeah.
More than likely.
Yeah. Well, let's go ahead and wrap it on up. Coop with C&T Designs and Arms. Remind everybody who you are, what you do, and where they can find you.
C&T Designs and Arms. You can find me on YouTube. I haven't put out a whole lot of content in the last little while. Matter of fact, the last series content I put out was gator hunting. I should be able to shoot some content this weekend and me actually putting my goddamn printer together now that I have time. Nice. So hopefully I'll have that done. Other than that, I drink, I smoke, I bitch about gun laws and the fact that the government are a bunch of overpowered tyrants. So that's me in a nutshell.
Hell yeah. And for you, Mr. John Crump?
I don't do anything. I just sit around.
Yeah, you're just kind of sitting around,
and has a microchip in his head.
That is true.
It doesn't work.
That doesn't work. That's because his charger broke.
That is also true.
And the guy who crashed 2 planes wants to fix his charger.
Yeah.
Nothing could go wrong with this situation.
Yeah, no. If anything out there in the world is going to make Crump more powerful, I don't want any part in it.
He's going to go full on Terminator when Rich fixes that charger. Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to start swinging 1887s around on his hand, and it's going to be crazy. Well, you guys know me. I'm Dark with DLD After Dark, and I go live every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Usually I'll make the stream public at 9:30 p.m. Eastern, and then I'll go live at about 10 p.m. Eastern. I do have some exciting things happening. You guys may see some stuff coming out this coming up weekend with some very popular influencers, and you may see. Then, of course, you're going to also see me at the Iraq Veteran 8888 shoot, and you may see me and Eric kissing.
Tomorrow.
Maybe. I didn't tell them.
I really didn't need that image in my head.
Well, now it's there.
I'm an impressionable youth at 45 years old, Dark. Thank you for that one. I'm going to have to call a therapist now.
You're going to need to set up an appointment in person.
Yeah. It's definitely not going to be an over-the-phone conversation.
Now I know I'm not going to be able to personally do Oaks this year, just with the events I have coming up and just some life stuff. But I will be doing the Guns Out TV, whatchamacallit, out where Crump lives. And I will also be doing the Iraq Veteran 8888 shoot. Crump, are you doing Oaks this year?
Probably.
Yeah. When is it exactly?
I'm not sure.
If it's when I think it is, that's an important weekend to me. But we'll see. I don't currently plan on it, but we shall see. Lastly, I want to say let's support the people that are supporting us, right? 1776 Supply Co., Goon Beam, JM4 Tactical, Tac Knives. Use code DARK, you get 20% off. And also, if you want to support a homie, then you can go to dldhardware.com and purchase jigs. There's going to be something dropping in the future that is going to be very big, and it is going to be something that is in the same vein of exactly what we do. And when y'all see it, you will know what it is because you will shit your farting pants. So just be on the lookout over the next couple weeks, and you'll see something pretty nuts. And for me, that's it. You guys have anything before we close? Any dad advice?
No.
Any
hooker
advice?
I have dad advice from someone working in shops and working around equipment, and then I have a request.
Okay.
The dad advice is don't put your fingers anywhere you wouldn't put your pecker. That tends to be bad.
Good advice.
The request is dark. You have to end the stream like you always end the stream.
Of course, I will. I just wanted to ask you guys if you had anything to say first.
No, I'm completely
Yo,
retarded.
mama.
So.
And Crump ends it with "Yo, mama." Anything else?
Your mom's box.
That's delightful. So as always, guys, I'm always going to end every single stream the same way, which is rule number 1 is to be kind. Be kind in everything that you do. Every interaction that you have somebody is an opportunity to make an impact on them and possibly make an impact on their life. So that split second of you being kind to somebody could really, truly have a big impact on them. Rule number 2, live a life of care, compassion, contribution, give to others. The more you give, the more you bless others, you'll become blessed. That's just the way that the world works. We also know that I had a curly hair on my computer. We also know that the only way for us to defeat evil is for good men to be skilled in violence. So make sure that you are becoming as highly skilled in violence as you possibly can be, and be safe, be dangerous, and keep that thing on you. Keep one of those things on you. Guys, you should never be without your tool. Never be without your tool. And rule number 37, always carry a knife. Always carry a knife. I don't get it. Rule number 42, always carry a chem light. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate y'all hanging out. Coop, CNC Designs, let's support him. Get a plasma cut. Get a back rub. Let's support John Crump. get a pink neoprene holster, and
on the Amazon store shortly.
Yeah, and don't make fun of my website too much not being completed yet. But I love y'all so much. Thank y'all for hanging out. The government hates you, and y'all know who really runs the world. I'll see y'all later. Bye.